two-time Hall of Fame inductees, Brent Godarzi and Marty Young. Back-to-back #1 trucking firm in the nation. Back-to-back best attorney and best law firm in East Texas.
It's fully loaded, great gas mileage, 30,000-mile warranty.
I like it. What else do you have?
Here's one. It's fully loaded, great gas mileage, 30,000-mile warranty.
Looks like the same car.
Exactly the same. But this one's $120 less per month.
What's the catch?
No catch if you use Credit Union of Texas. Let me show you.
With the Credit Union of Texas Flex Auto Loan, you get the car of your dreams. Lower payments, no hassle. Get started now at cutx.org.
Crowley Funeral Home has been serving families in Gilmer since 1883. Funeral director and Gilmer High School graduate Troy Murray leads the professional staff at Crowley Funeral Home and is committed to providing dignified, respectful, and compassionate assistance to every family in their time of need. Crowley Funeral Home feels strongly about maintaining high standards of excellent service while still keeping prices affordable. At Crowley Funeral Home, we treat your family as our own.
Gilmer National Bank is your hometown community bank, serving people in East Texas for over a century. We are your neighbors, friends, and partners in making this a great place to live. Our employees make us a special place to do business. We are there for you when you need us. Come by and see us and find out what makes people say, "That's my bank." Gilmer National Bank, an equal opportunity lender and member FDIC.
At Farmers Insurance, we've seen almost everything, so we know how to cover almost anything, even a rock and wreck. Yeah! He rocked and rolled right into it, but we covered it. At Farmers, we know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
When tragedy strikes, you don't want to be in a position where you're second guessing your lawyer's ability or the resolve to get you fairly compensated. When you hire Godarzi & Young, you know you're hiring a law firm that has nationally ranked settlements and verdicts. We have over 2 decades of experience holding 18-wheeler companies accountable for their negligent action. Don't make the mistake of hiring anybody else. Hire the best. Hire Godarzi & Young.
Do you enjoy watching your favorite TV programs on your smartphone or tablet? Or maybe you'd rather watch them on your Roku or Amazon Fire TV. Tired of having to change your TV input from your old traditional cable to watch your favorite streaming apps? If so, we have great news for you. eTex is making the move to streaming and has launched a new app. eTex TV allows you to watch over 130 channels in full HD on your streaming or mobile devices. This means you can simply download the eTex TV app, subscribe, and start watching. With all your favorite functions like DVR and Pause Live TV, and new features like Restart TV. To learn more, visit www.etex.net or contact a customer service rep at 903-797-HELP. That's 903-797-4357.
Texas Heritage National Bank would like to invite the Buckeye Nation to visit our new full-service bank in Gilmer. We are conveniently located on Highway 271 and Redbud Street with a brand new facility ready to serve our friends and neighbors. We offer competitive rates on all of our deposit products, as well as some great options for business financing to help your business grow from 5 employees to 500 employees. Texas Heritage National Bank would also like to take this time to thank all of the teachers, administration, and school board for investing in the future of our kiddos. We would also like to wish all of the student athletes a wonderful and safe year. Come see us soon.
It's gonna be alright. How can you tell? I feel it in my heart. It's
Juicy's Burgers, serving you for over 40 years.
At First National Bank, together we're better. We're a regional bank, big enough for all of East Texas, that cares and is invested in the people and communities we serve. With the strength and services to meet the needs of every customer, big or small. From business financing for big companies and small mom and pops to our family of personal banking customers. First National Bank of East Texas. Together, we're better. And we think that's kind of a big deal.
Please join Jeff Rash and Alan Metzel each Monday morning for the Gilmer Buckeyes Coaches Show. Every week, Jeff and Alan discuss elements of the program, speak with special guests, give player updates, review key plays from the prior week, and give insights on the opponent for the current week. As a fan, this is your chance to go into the locker room and behind the scenes. To view the Coaches Show, go to GilmerBuckeyes.com and click on the Coaches Show button. Go Buckeyes!
Ready, yeah. Oh, locked in, they don't wanna let me get out. I'ma put you on a bench, you gotta sit out. Hit the street and had a block going crazy. Mama shit, I'm playing with my life and can't nobody save me up. I got steeds, they can't mess with my technique. Yeah, I'm a OG boy, don't disrespect me. Yeah, what with me, I had your whole gang quarantine. Get them mobs and leave your block spotless like I'm Mr. Clean. Ooh. Back in 2010, I had a plan. Now 2021, they run the bands. Living in the future, I'm advanced. And when I get back outside, I make sure they understand I'm the man. Yeah, I'm the man. That's right. I make sure they understand that I'm the man. Yeah. If you ain't talking about no bands, that's a language I don't understand. I'm the man. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Chance and now you lost. Hey, that's expensive. What it cost? I don't look, I just floss. I be dripping like I'm Voss. Hit the mall and bought it all. All my diamonds clear. Blue diamonds is flawless. I could be a designer. You can shop up in my closet. Yeah. All my pieces custom. You can't go find it at Target. On the crib with my wallet. I ain't even pay a deposit. Yeah. What now? We pull up with no sticks. Bust down. Oh, thought he really thick. Me and her are not the same, she do splits. I need 100% cause I got commas on my ring. Yeah, commas. Back in 2010 I had a plan. Now 2021 they bring them bands. I've been living in the future, I'm advanced. And when I get back outside, I make sure they understand I'm the man. Yeah, that's right. I make sure they understand I'm the man. Yeah. If you ain't talking about no bands, that's a language I don't understand. I'm the man. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Gang, gang, gang. I'm the man. Yeah, I'm the man. I'm the man.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Jeff Traylor Stadium and the opening game of the 2023 season. I'm Todd Robinson, joined tonight by the voice of the Buckeyes, Mr. Jeff Rash. And Jeff, we have got the game of the week to kick things off. We do not wait to get it cranked up Here in the dog days of summer, the Buckeyes are squaring off against probably one of the top 2 to 3 teams in the state Class 4A Division I. These Chapel Hill Bulldogs have a motto this season. It is called State or Bust. They have been one play away 2 years ago with a starting freshman quarterback and a starting freshman running back. Last year, their sophomore years, they made it all the way to the semifinals before they got beat by Bernie, and I think that was a college team. And this year, they are now juniors. There are 10 Division I players on their roster. They are loaded top to bottom, and we are going to have an all-out war here tonight in about 100-degree temperatures. Things could not get heated up any faster than kicking off the season here with the game of the week, the Buckeyes versus the Bulldogs. This is strap in, folks. We get thrown into the deep end of the pool to start.
Yeah, that's right, Todd. And I'll have to apologize tonight a couple of times for my voice. I've kind of lost it, so I'll be a little more maybe mild-mannered than normal. But we saw this same matchup last year. First game out of the season, we went down to Chapel Hill. And to be quite honest, we were in the stands, you remember, outside for that game. It was hot then, too. But we were worried about that matchup at that point because they had such good athletes. They're a bigger school. They're a Division I school. They were supposed to be extremely good, which they were. And but they had that first game jitters. The Buckeyes were just prepared earlier in the season. They had a lot of turnovers, if you'll recall, in that game. I think maybe 6. 8. And the Buckeyes capitalized on it and, of course, came out victorious. They got better as the year progressed. And, of course, the Buckeyes had a great season as well. So, tonight, like you stated, there's about 10 kids, potentially Division I athletes, at least Division I athlete quality, whether they all get that offer or not. But the backfield's loaded. Their quarterback and their running back is obviously extremely talented. Going to give the Buckeyes all they want tonight. And if you look on the roster here, you see a whole lot of new faces. You're going to hear a lot of familiar names on jersey numbers 1 through 10. And then after that, it starts getting a little like, who's that kid, you know? So the Buckeyes have their hands full tonight, no question.
Well, you mentioned the quarterback and the running back. Both of those two kids committed to SMU right now as juniors. That's number 3, Demetrius Brisbane. He is a junior quarterback, started as a freshman, and then number 4, Ricky Stewart, the running back, and he is absolutely the real deal. Also look for number 55. He is a monster, Kendall Allen. We will not run towards his direction when he's on the defensive line, and they will run always to his direction when he's on the offensive line. So some real studs for the Chapel Hill Bulldogs. They come in, and I think to your point, last year was Caden Tennyson, the returning quarterback, also a junior. It was his first varsity start. He played very, very well, very, very poised. From all indications, coaches say this year the difference is that he's just got a grasp on everything and gotten a whole lot better. Of course, the Buckeyes have 2 main weapons. That is, number 1, the All-American state champion in the 100-meter. And when I say fast, let me tell you, the Tomahawk. Will the Tomahawk Henderson wearing number 1. First Buckeye to wear number 1 since the Jeff Traylor era began. But if anybody is going to be number 1 is the fastest dude on the field. And there is no question. Brings NFL speed to the party. And
I think what number 1 means is I won number 1 in the 100-meter at state. That's what that means.
Well, the Buckeyes coming off a state championship. They won both relays. Of course, Will won the 100 meters, and the Buckeyes are fast. Also, a member of that team is number 3, to Eric Tate, also returning senior. And let me tell you, to Eric is as talented as anybody on the field in terms of his athletic ability. We were here just a few weeks ago, and the coaches from Oklahoma State rolled in to try to recruit him. He is going to be a big-time Division I player. And then the other thing that is really kind of a thunder and lightning, obviously replacing Ashton Haynes from all the way back from his sophomore year is going to be a chore. But the Buckeyes have a secret weapon, and that is Mr. Thunder himself, the grandson of Billy Sims, is running back for the Gilmer Buckeyes, played JV last year. But he is very shifty and plays that role of picking up positive yards, runs well behind his pads. Probably the main improvement to talk about with the Buckeyes, Jeff, is the size and the depth. The offensive line is back to being the size that you're accustomed to. And that's all led by the big boy, number 75, Lucas Cano. We got his specially ordered shoes in from Nike, his 15 size wide for game night. And Lucas is also going to be a potential, play on Saturdays and play on Sundays. Reminds you a lot of David Snow. Started as a freshman, and those are big shoes to fill. But let me tell you, Lucas has got some big feet to fill them, and they block well. So,
he does remind you of David Snow, not only in size, but also in just demeanor. He just reminds you of David Snow. I mean, it's like David Snow Part 2. He's a sweet kid. He's smart. He's comes from a great family. He's just an all-around great kid. I've watched him grow up literally since birth, and he is just a boy. And what a growth spurt that's been to watch one get born, and then in the 6th grade you're looking up to him. That's kind of humbling.
Oh, I'm telling you, he is big. The offensive line is big. I know it's not saying
it didn't
much.
take much. It's not saying a lot.
But he passed you up and me up when he was 13.
I'm glad to have friends like you guys. Y'all are the best. I'm taking applications for friendship. If anyone would like to apply, go to jeffrash.com, please.
Well, Jeff, from a strategy standpoint, just buckle up if you're a Buckeye fan, because you are going to see us play fast, take advantage of the heat, put the pressure on these Chapel Hill Bulldogs. They are not as deep as the Buckeyes in terms of they'll only play about 26, 27 kids tonight. We'll play close to 50. We will play fast. We will try to stay with them in the first half, get this thing to the 3rd or 4th quarter, and then really give it to them. Fatigue, as we say, makes cowards of everyone.
Well, early in the season, that's what a lot of these games, especially the first 2 or 3 games of the season, it really comes down to conditioning. Who worked during the summer and who didn't. There's going to be a lot of good football teams out tonight that won't look like good football teams until the 3rd or 4th game because they haven't had time to condition. And the Buckeyes, the kids are really good about coming to the field house or going to the local gyms and working out all during the summer to stay prepped because they know how important it is to get off to a good start. So I'm not saying Chapel Hill didn't do that. They may have worked just as hard. You'll find out in a minute because 102 temperature on the field, in the air, the field's hotter than that. And these guys, when you're down on that field, that black rubber that's the filler for that grass is old chewed up tires. And you know how hot a tire gets in the summertime. It holds that heat, radiates that heat, and it will for some time, even though the sun is setting behind the press box. So down there on the field, I'm not sure what the temperature is, but it's not 102. It's higher than that. And that's going to have a real factor tonight. You're going to see, like we see every year, you're going to see a lot of cramps probably tonight, a lot of guys grabbing their hamstrings, grabbing their calves. So it's just going to depend. A lot of this is going to depend on conditioning. And the Buckeyes are going to have to play really good football tonight.
They really are. They really are. And, of course, last year, you remember, we were 5 turnovers in, and Chapel Hill was within 4 points at the start of the 4th quarter. So they treated it like their Super Bowl. With 8 turnovers.
Yeah.
So the final score, you look at it, 51-27, and say, oh, my gosh, that wasn't close. Let me tell you, folks, that was for 3 quarters.
I wasn't comfortable.
None of us were comfortable. We just kept saying, let's please have another mistake and turn it back over. But as you saw, the Buckeyes absolutely pulled away in the 4th quarter and used that depth and conditioning. So look for them to play a lot of guys. Look for them to play fast, get a lot of plays in. That is my key stat of the night. If the Buckeyes offensively have 55 or more plays, they're going to have Chapel Hill right where they want them, because that means they are forcing probably 8 to 9 of their key guys to play a lot of defensive snaps.
That many more snaps, yeah.
Most offensive players get probably 45, 50 snaps a game, and that would be almost doubling that output. So look for the Buckeyes.
And not only that, Todd, it also means that we're controlling the clock.
That's right.
And that's what you want. That's the one stat that the Buckeyes traditionally lose every game, because it's not, and that's not a bad thing. It's because we normally score quickly. And the Buckeyes come out with an assault. They go 1, 2, 3, score, hand the ball back over. So normally time of possession always goes to the other team that we play. If you look at, 80% of the games probably. Tonight, it'd be great for us to be able to play keep away.
That would be fantastic. Keep all those athletes on the field, off the field for Chapel Hill. Number 3, once again, the quarterback, Brisbane. And number 4, Ricky Stewart. He can really go. They have a 6'5" wide receiver that we'll be calling his name a lot. When they get in trouble, they just kind of throw it up to him. Now, Brisbane, the good news, I guess, is the best news, is that Brisbane is an athlete, not necessarily a passer. So look for Chapel Hill to rely on the legs of Stewart and Brisbane. The thing that Coach Metzel said he was the most nervous about is when Brisbane can hang around back there in the backfield 4, 5, 6, 7 seconds and then take off on you.
Well,
you can play.
His favorite play all season is going to be what it was last year, and that's a broken play.
That's right.
A broken play for them is a good thing. If your offensive line's able to scatter out the defensive ends and the linebackers are outside, and he's got any room whatsoever to run, he's going to go for it.
That's exactly right.
Because he trusts his legs, and so does his coaches. They trust his legs more than they do his arms, right?
That's exactly right. Well, they got athletes, and of course, if you can start getting, as Coach Metzel says, getting into their legs, making that fatigue your friend. But the Buckeyes have weapons. The Buckeyes are still the Buckeyes. They've got most of the returning backfield, big number 0, waving the black flag down there. Of course, that's the big senior Aaron Bell. And Aaron is going to be key on the defensive side in terms of being able to stop these Chapel Hill Bulldogs. But Jeff, it's remarkable in week 1, the Buckeyes and the Bulldogs, Division II versus Division I. And over in Kilgore, the Carthage Bulldogs are playing the Kilgore Bulldogs, Division II and Division I. Probably the top 4 teams, definitely in East Texas in 4A, squaring off tonight. And all those rankings and all that, you can throw it right out the window because it is dialing it up. Of course, the Buckeyes go over to Kilgore next week and play Kilgore. Coach Metzel doing what Coach Metzel does, loading up the schedule and getting ready for district. It's a long season, but at the end of the day, the Buckeyes are starting off with the heavyweight matchup that they're going to remember. I'll tell you, though, the Buckeyes may not play a more talented physical team literally for the rest of the year, even if we do run up against Carthage here like we did last year. That was kind of an inevitability as well. But
well, you look across the field, you can see the size they have. That looks like a Division I school or a small college.
Yeah.
And then we know the talent that they have in the backfield, wide receivers. They got a huge front line. This is going to be a very physical football game. They're also a very well coached football team, just like the Gilmer Buckeyes are. But I know Alan Metzel's thinking, man, always a bridesmaid, never the bride. He's been back-to-back state champion games, lost both. Then lost last year to the eventual state champions, the Carthage Bulldogs. We've just had trouble getting past the Bulldogs last few years, and he is hankering for his first state championship as a head coach. So this is going to be a great game tonight. It's going to tell a lot tonight about the Buckeyes. There's a lot of youth on the field tonight. This game will be a great test and really kind of a barometer of what's going to happen the rest of the season. I like the matchups. The rest of the season, looking at the regular season schedule, I think the Buckeyes are going to have a great winning season. This one tonight, though, is going to be a real test of just how good are we.
It is more or less a state championship game to kick off the season.
You could easily say that.
Yeah, I mean,
and the one over in Kilgore, like you said.
It is the exact same
either
thing.
one of those could be state. In fact, if you just took this team right now and said, let's just skip the injuries and the time and the effort, let's just take Chapel Hill and Kilgore, and Gilmer and Carthage. Let's just go play it. Let's go to Jerry's World today. That's literally what you could.
It won't get much better.
Yeah.
It will not get much better as the Buckeyes have got the toss. Chapel Hill has won the toss but deferred to the second half, and they will kick off to the Buckeyes heading north in the end zone. So that is how we will kick things off. We have not yet had our national anthem. So Jeff, let's go recognize a few of our great sponsors, and we will come back with the kickoff right after these messages.
Two-time Hall of Fame inductees, Brent Godarzi and Marty Young. Back-to-back #1 trucking firm in the nation. Back-to-back best attorney and best law firm in East Texas.
Our national anthem is being presented by the Gilmer Buckeye Band under the direction of Eric Gray.
And we are back to the action here. And once again, Jeff, we appreciate all of our great sponsors that are with us throughout the year as it moves from the dog days of summer into cooler weather. I kind of can't wait. I mean,
dude, I've never been so happy to think about October coming in my life. I'm done with summer, but I'm not done with football. As we get started tonight, and about 102 temperature, probably 110 coming off that football field, that black rubber filler down there, and we are in, folks. If you're just joining us, Todd and I have been going over points of the games, and folks, we're in for a barn burner tonight. Chapel Hill Bulldogs come in, played us a great game last year, 8 turnovers, and like you said, going into the fourth quarter, we were like 4 points ahead. This is a great football team, probably a state championship contender in Division I. They've got, Todd, you said 9 or 10 potential Division I athletes, 2 of them in the backfield already committed to SMU, and so this is not a good football team that we're starting with tonight. This is a great one.
Yeah,
the Buckeyes are young, got a lot of new faces starting tonight for the first time, but the Buckeyes are the Buckeyes.
That's exactly right, and they've got a lot of talent too, as we will talk about. The most of it is standing back on his own 9-yard line. That is Will the Tomahawk Henderson, and
they are going to kick it
to Jeremiah Noble.
Jeremiah Noble on the 10-yard line, cuts back to the right side, breaks the tackle up the sideline, and the Buckeyes start out with a great return to the 39-yard line, and that is a great job there by Noble.
Yeah, there is one of those young, talented juniors, Jeremiah Noble, and let me tell you something, Jeff. He is also going to be a play on Saturdays guy. We've known that about G since he was probably in the 7th grade. You just watch him walk, and he just looks athletic.
He was fun to watch last year. I can't wait to watch him this year. He's only a junior, plays wide receiver, and you're going to see the ball thrown to him often.
Number 11, Caden Tennyson comes into the game. Now, Caden is undefeated as the Buckeyes quarterback. Got hurt during the playoffs last year. But let's see if the Buckeyes can establish something.
All right, here's the opening snap. Caden drops back. Pass complete to Noble. Up the gut. He's headed to the house. The 30, 25, 20, 10. Drugged down on the 5-yard line.
That's to Eric Tate. And what did I tell you? There's a reason why all the Division I guys are there, as the Buckeyes bust a big one straight off the line of scrimmage. To Eric can absolutely fly, a member of the state champion 100 and 200 meter dash relay teams. There is a personal foul for a horse collar at the end of this play. It's going to give the Buckeyes, after one play, 1st and goal. And that's exactly how the Buckeyes wanted to start. Get the ball to one of your most talented guys on the team, to Eric Tate, and you are going to see that all year long. Watch for number 1, number 2, and number 3. All of those guys, as Coach Traylor says down at UTSA, single-digit talent.
All right, in the backfield, Will Henderson, number 1. And here's the snap. Handoff to Henderson, left side, got some room in the end zone. 2 plays, and the Buckeyes score.
Well, you got to right now be thinking that the guys in white are rolling their eyes and saying, oh my gosh, deja vu, here we go again. Because the Buckeyes, with a great return by Jeremiah Noble to get down into striking distance, 1 play, number 3 to Eric Tate, takes it about 57 yards down inside the goal, first and goal from the 6 plus the penalty, and number 1, Will Henderson, and nobody touched him. And you can see that these Buckeyes are still the Buckeyes. 6-0. That took all of 24 seconds, Jeff.
That's
Extra
right.
point left to come.
Braden Pate in for the extra point, and it is right down the middle. Buckeyes out in front early, 11:36 left to play in the first quarter. Gilmer goes up 7-0, but folks, don't go anywhere. Trust me when I tell you this. That was a great start. You couldn't have scripted it better. We got a long night ahead of us. We'll be right back after these commercials.
It's fully loaded, great gas mileage, 30,000-mile warranty.
I like it. What else do you have?
Here's one. It's fully loaded, great gas mileage, 30,000-mile warranty.
Looks like the same car.
Exactly the same. But this one's $120 less per month.
What's the catch?
No catch if you use Credit Union of Texas. Let me show you.
With the Credit Union of Texas Flex Auto Loan, you get the car of your dreams, lower payments, no hassle. Get started now at cutx.org.
All right, back to the action here in Jeff Traylor Stadium, and the Gilmer Buckeyes strike first, 11:36. And Todd, we always say it, speed kills.
Well, and the Buckeyes have it to burn. Literally, there are NFL teams that would be salivating over the kind of speed the Buckeyes have in number 3 and number 1 to Eric Tate, who just made the big play.
There's the kickoff. Nice high kick by Braden Pate. Fumbled on the 3. Picks it up, returns it back. Buckeyes nailing on the 11-yard line, and the Buckeyes pin them deep right from the start.
And here comes the black flag onto the field. We are going to be missing sorely big number 44, Matt Burton, who has been the heart and soul of the Buckeye black flag for basically 3 years.
Yeah.
And, of course, Rowan Flewellen, who will be suiting up for the TCU Horned Frogs here at wide receiver, who was the Texas 4A Defensive Player of the Year for the last basically 2 years, leading in interceptions. And here comes Chapel Hill, spread all the way out.
All right, Brisbane hands off to Stewart up the middle. Stewart fighting his way forward. Buckeyes swarm to the football. He gets out to about the 16, 17-yard line before being pushed back. Nice run there by Stewart.
Yeah, it does not take much.
Is that Stewart or is that 3?
No, that is.
No, that's number 3 for their name.
That is Demetrius Brisbane. That's the quarterback. Stewart was the runner.
Stewart was the runner. He was the runner.
He's number 4.
All right, here's the snap to Brisbane. Handoff again up the middle. Uh-oh, finds the seam, bounces out to the right side, breaking tackles, and you see why he's committed, Todd, to SMU as he gets all the way out to the 38-yard line.
Yeah, he can go, Jeff. There's just no question about it. The best option for the Buckeyes is to get a hold of him. Notice that Chapel Hill spreads everybody out, limiting the Buckeyes to 6 guys in the box. They got 5 guys to block him, and he's only got to make 1 guy miss, and he turns the chains, just like you saw there. 1st and 10, Chapel Hill from the 39.
Man in motion. They pitch to the motion man. Comes around the right side, finds the seam. Everybody got their block. Nice run there. That's about a 10-yard run out to the 49-yard line. They're going to move the chains. Nice run there by number 11 for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, that's that vertical stretch. He comes all the way from his wide receiver position, and he's running a long way to get a first down.
All right, quick pitch to Stewart to the right side. They get a good block. Turn us inside. He picks up 7 yards.
Great tackle there by Mr. Dodd, number 6. That is the safety, and he is a very sure tackler, Connor Dodd. Also a member of that Buckeye State champion track team. Ran a 4x4, and they needed every point. Congratulations once again. The Buckeyes do last year bring home a state championship in track and field, and probably favored next year again as well.
All right, fakes the handoff. Keeper, Brisbane, up the middle, big gap. And he is still on his feet, moving down the field, breaking every tackle, breaks another one. And what a strong runner. That's the reason he is a Division I athlete right there.
That's exactly right. And you could see him wasn't pleased about being tackled. He got tackled by number 2 there, Elijah Castillo, from his linebacker position. And hey, Jeff, the more they carry the ball, the better chance they have to fumble.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, let's give it up for this right side of the Chapel Hill
they
line.
are massive.
They are opening some major holes over there in that defense over on the right side of the offensive right side. Trip receivers left. They do a little reverse, number 7 around the left side, and they're good for another 5 yards. So they are Remember, they started this drive down on the
10-yard
line, and they have steadily, through the course of about 7 runs, made it all the way down.
And Jeff, honestly,
to the 23 of the Buckeyes.
I am pleased so far that the Buckeye Black Flag has been able to contain those guys, because every one of those guys can break at any time.
All right, now look at this formation. They're sending 4 receivers to the right, but one of them, I believe in 60s, an offensive lineman. They're going to throw a screen, and the Buckeyes are not stupid. They're all over it. They're going to drop them for a loss of 2 yards.
Trillion Butler, number 22, and forces them into a big 3rd down. Jeff, this game is going to be about making individual plays when it counts. Here's one right here. If the Buckeyes can have a bad snap, an illegal procedure, something bad happened to stop this momentum, that was a great read by Trillion Butler there to come up and make that tackle. This is a huge play in the game.
Hey, man, when you see your tackle as a wideout, you know something's up. Handoff to Stewart. Uh-oh. He's running for the house. Tackled on the 2.
Yeah, that is what he can do. Let's see if we got any flags down. No, it's a 1st down. And
that's going to be 1st and goal for Chapel Hill, so they are knocking on the door.
Number 7, Brendan Webb. That's another story that we will see this year. Brendan has grown. He turned into a Webb over this year. We knew it was coming. But he is back there and at his safety position, made that touchdown-saving tackle. But Chapel Hill's got it 1st and goal inside the 5.
A fumble would be great here, because they are guaranteed to score pretty much on 1 or 2 plays here. Behind Brisbane, more than likely going to be the ball carrier here, or Stewart. They are favoring their right side, but they're going to roll left with Brisbane, and he falls forward. I don't know if he made forward momentum. I don't think. Yeah, he got it.
I can't believe that. 2nd and 3rd effort.
Man, he was.
He's a stud, Jeff.
He is. They had him dead to rights, backed up, and he just kept fighting forward. But so the Chapel Hill Bulldogs take 5 minutes to drive down the field 90 yards and get the score, but the Buckeyes made them earn it.
That is not a bad thing, Jeff. Like we said at the top of the show, this is going to be a shootout that's going to go into the 4th quarter. The Buckeyes are going to try to play fast, try to force them to
Bad hold, block punt, and that is going to be a no good.
Block the field goal, that is. Hey, it's game 1 for us, too.
Yeah. So that was block the field goal. What did I say? Field goal? The extra point.
Blocked the extra point. So that's an 8-play, 89-yard drive. Most of that on the ground, Jeff. That is something to be expected as you see the quarterback and the running back, as advertised. That's Brisbane and Stewart. Take them 90 yards down the field, or 89 yards down the field in that drive. The good news is that you forced all that energy. Half of the 1st quarter is gone here with 7:36 left, and the Buckeyes with a 1-point lead. It's the boxing match. It's going to be haymaker after haymaker. Let's see now if the Buckeyes can hold serve, as they've shown that they score in 3 plays, and they've got big playability as well. Back deep is going to be number 1, the speedster, Will Henderson, who already has a touchdown tonight.
I'm going to correct you also, Todd. That was 2 plays on that first touchdown for the Buckeyes.
That's correct. That's correct.
We don't want to cheat them, man. That was 2 plays. And so far, Buckeyes losing time of possession pretty handily.
Well, I kind of knew that
was going to happen. We talked about that, didn't we, earlier in the game. We need to keep the ball away from their offensive unit, but I'm proud of the defense for making them work so hard.
Well, now you notice that number 13, Jeremiah Noble, is replaced by number 3, to Eric Tate back there. Those are 2 of the fastest young men in the state of Texas. And I'm not talking about
and we mean literally.
We mean
like have a ring.
Everything
they have
between
the trophy to prove it.
Here in the Pacific Ocean, that's about 2 of the fastest 17-year-olds on the planet. They are going to
go to a high pooch kick, fielded on the 25, bobbled a little bit. Look at this. Break free, almost to the 38-yard line, and that is 2 good returns for the Buckeyes.
That's Demarion Hackett. That is the grandson of Billy Sims, the Heisman Trophy winner, superstar Oklahoma Sooner. His grandson plays here. He will be a key running back for the rest of this year and next. And I wouldn't say that he is as polished as Ashton, but he runs with that same style. It's kind of a thunder and lightning approach. So with 7:30 left, in the 1st quarter, Buckeyes lead 7-6, and this has been as advertised. It is just a heavyweight fight with haymaker after haymaker. Let's see if Caden Tennyson and the Buckeyes can answer one more time here, 62 yards away from their own 38-yard line.
All right, from the shotgun, Tennyson, man in motion. Tennyson keeps it, and they're going to blow this one dead. And I don't see the flag's back here in the back. So somebody saw motion, delay a game. So that's part of the opening night jitters, you might say. They didn't get the play off as quick as they wanted to.
Well, I'll put that one on the clock operator, but every single penalty, and we saw Longview get beat last night because they had at least 13 penalties that were pre-snap penalties. Coach King going crazy over there. Let's hope the Buckeyes can.
All right, here's the snap. Handoff up the middle. Almost broke it. Will Henderson up the gut. He was good for about 10 yards on the carry. And that is going to bring up second down. We'll call it 7.
Yeah, there's a lot of oxygen right now down in the coach's booth at the other end of this because there's nobody breathing when number 1 touches the ball in the Chapel Hill coach's booth. Everybody just holds their breath.
Well, they barely grabbed him there by a finger. They're stunting. They're coming, and they got him. That was a good call right there. A stunt from the outside, right side of the defense. I saw him creeping up, and there was nothing Tennessee could do.
Yeah, I think that was big number 90. I'm not sure that he didn't just time that up absolutely perfectly. He may have gotten across a little early because there was nobody that had a chance to even block him.
I believe that was number 2 that crept up. That was the strong safety here that came up and got him. And now they're showing it again. There you go. He's doing it again. Right in the face, and he's forcing. So that's number 12. That's what they did a while ago is they brought that linebacker around, and they're putting some outside pressure. There's nobody there to pick him up.
Yeah, coaching staff will have to adjust to that.
Yeah, they're going to have to make an adjustment and put a slot man over there to pick him up.
As Chapel Hill shows a little wrinkle and an adjustment, and now we will punt the ball, which is a dangerous thing to do. Back down to Cameron Cayley. You know, he scored 3 touchdowns in the game last year. Also a part of the talented junior class for Chapel Hill. And it's scary to think that Chapel Hill is going to be better even next year. Number 32 on to punt for the Buckeyes. This is where we really need to have a good snap and a good punt and not create any errors for. There's a good snap.
And it is a good punt by Braden Pate. Ball takes a good Buckeye bounce. He picks it up. Looking to return it. Comes all the way back around the left side. And he's finally going to be brought down around the 32-yard line. That made me a little nervous.
Yeah, that is. He picked that up and took a run with it. That is number 0. That is Mayfield, as we said before. And once again, here come the Chapel Hill Bulldogs. Not a bad possession for the Buckeyes. They got the wrinkle and the curve ball, the off pitch from Chapel Hill, bringing that pressure in the blitz. So the Buckeyes now need to figure out a way to stop number 3 and number 4. Let's see if the Buckeye defense makes any adjustments here. As we mentioned, Jeff, the quarterback, Brisbane, not really a great passer.
All right,
running is their bread and butter.
Watch them load up here to the left side. 4 receivers to the left side. And look at this. Brisbane's now in the running back position. They hand it off to Brisbane. Nope, Stewart keeps it. And they were trying to suck everybody in to that left side by putting everybody to the left. But the quarterback keeper was straight up the middle. So Buckeyes didn't bite on it, but they still got 5 yards just on effort.
Well, through the first possession, I got to hand it to Chapel Hill. They have taken care of the football, which is not something they did last year. They turned it over the first 3 times they touched it. And so far, they've got 6 points to show for it.
Hand off to Stewart up the middle. Driving his legs. Buckeyes do a good job of holding him to a 3-yard gain. It's going to be 3rd and 2.
Big play right here. Jeff, anytime that it's a 3rd down in their own territory, even a bad snap or a false start that could potentially push Chapel Hill back, that would force them to kind of return serve and punt the ball back to the Buckeyes. But the Buckeyes need to be prepared this first half for Chapel Hill pretty much to score every time they touch it. Key is that you give them more and more and more plays and just make these guys play as long as possible and wait to that 4th quarter. You see
2
the big
receivers
6'5"
left,
wide receiver down
2
there.
right. Brisbane up the middle, untouched. Going to take it possibly all the way. He's got number 3 on his tail. Will he get there? No. Touchdown, Brisbane.
That's what they do, Jeff. He just spread everybody out. You miss one lane, and they can absolutely go to the house any play.
And to show you the kind of legs he has, that was to Eric Tate that was in pursuit of him with an angle. So Brisbane got some legs as well. All right, line it up for the extra point attempt, and the kick is up, and it is good. So, Chapel Hill with 5:05 pull ahead of the Buckeyes 13-7. We'll be right back after these messages.
Crowley Funeral Home has been serving families in Gilmer since 1883. Funeral director and Gilmer High School graduate Troy Murray leads the professional staff at Crowley Funeral Home and is committed to providing dignified, respectful, and compassionate assistance to every family in their time of need. Crowley Funeral Home feels strongly about maintaining high standards of excellent service while still keeping prices affordable. At Crowley Funeral Home, we treat your family as our own.
All right, we're back to the action here in Jeff Traylor Stadium in the beautiful Gilmer, Texas.
3-play, 68-yard touchdown drive that only took a minute and about 40 seconds for Chapel Hill. Behind the legs of Brisbane, he busts his big play, and Chapel Hill then takes a 13-7 lead. Once again, Jeff, nothing that we didn't expect, and the Buckeyes want to just keep playing. That is the key tonight, is just to keep playing.
A long kick down to the 6-yard line. Noble's got it. Look, found a gap. Shooting the gap up the sideline. Cuts back across the middle out to the 44-yard line, and there's a flag down, probably going to be against the Buckeyes. More than likely a chop block or behind the back. Going to probably bring back a pretty good return.
Yeah, that is getting the athletes out in space, and Chapel Hill hasn't covered a lot of kicks and won't cover a lot of kicks. Oh, that is against Chapel Hill, Jeff. That is a face mask.
Oh, wow.
That is going to add 15 more yards to the end of the run into Chapel Hill territory.
That never happens on a kick return. I mean, it's always, 99% of the time, it's always on the receiving team. 15 yards marked off, goes across midfield all the way to the 41-yard line of Chapel Hill. That is great field position. Let's hope that the Buckeyes can take advantage.
And let's see what happens on the outside. Big number 55 for the Buckeyes, the big left tackle. And we're going to have that H-back. You see the Buckeyes make the adjustment. They have that H-back in to chip block the potential blitzer.
All right, handoff around the left side. And it's good for maybe a yard. That handoff was to number 7, Brandon Webb.
We'll take that, Jeff, because that gets them running. Gets that defense running back and forth parallel, and once again, the Buckeye strategy is get this thing to the fourth quarter within 2-3 touchdowns, within striking distance. Right now, the Buckeyes have an opportunity in Chapel Hill territory, 40 yards away, 2nd and 9.
All right, here we go. Henderson, they're going to shift their slot men to the right side. Now they're strong right. Handoff to the right side. Will Henderson breaks it around the right corner, and they have got great pursuit on him. He gets about 2 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 7.
That's probably the 5th or 6th helmet that's been lost. It's sitting right there at the 37-yard line, and that is a Chapel Hill helmet, as somebody lost the helmet and is going to have to come out of the game. That's big number 90, and they'll get the helmet off the field. 3rd down and 7. It is probably 4-down territory here for the Buckeyes, as they need to answer serve here, leading 7-0 early on. 2 unanswered scores by Chapel Hill makes it 13-7 here in the first quarter.
All right, 4-man rush. Handoff up the middle. Henderson's got it. Breaks to the right side. Down the field he scampers and pushed out of bounds at the 12-yard line.
You can't prep for that, Jeff. When there's nobody on the field, that we're talking about a 10-200 meter. Jeff, do you realize that the time in the 100 meter that young man ran last year as a junior would have qualified him for the Olympic final? Just think about how fast that is. As he moved the chains down to the 13-yard line, 1st and 10 Buckeyes. He comes out of the game to get a little breather right now.
All right, number 9 checks in at running back. That's the young man you were talking about, Sims, earlier. Carry to the right side.
Nice play.
Going to be good for maybe 3 yards.
Caden, I think, slipped into about the 8-yard.
We're going to call it 4 yards.
That's exactly right. Got about 4. Here comes Big Bell, the middle linebacker, and he is such a physical specimen.
Yeah, they're going to put him in at fullback.
Yeah, and you will have...
He played fullback last year for us as well.
Very, very effective. An embarrassment of riches with all those kind of athletes. And the Buckeyes have it inside the 10-yard line. Got to take care of the football and put it in the end zone right here.
All right, Sims is the back. Tennyson, the quarterback, in the shotgun. Here's the snap. Hands off up the middle. Got a gap. Touchdown.
Touchdown, Buckeyes. They answer back, Jeff. How about that? 13-13. We now have a tie score, and the tennis match is on. Early in the first quarter, we've already seen 26 points scored. Neither team has stopped either team, except the Buckeyes forced into a punt there by a penalty to open the drive. But they can take a 1-point lead. And, Jeff, this is exactly where the Buckeyes want to be right now. Just keeping the pressure.
Got a flag on the play. Not sure what's going on here all of a sudden.
They caught the linebacker shooting the last time. He went right out of the play.
All right, so this is going to be interesting. Buckeyes looking at what they want to do here. Let's watch for the call.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
On the half the distance to the goal. Now that might change what we do here.
Might do it. I would
do
fully
we go
expect
for
we
two
kick
here?
It. I think we kick it. I think we don't change the thing.
I say we came to win. I'd line up right now in an offensive set. I've got faith in my guys. I'd go for two here. There's no question. I'd change the play right here. Half the distance to the goal. Evidently, somebody's running their mouth down there. That's the only. I mean, you know what I mean. That's the only thing that could have been.
Exactly. Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Because there was no movement. They're going to kick it, and it's a bad hold. And Braden had no chance on that one. The hold wasn't on the tee. And so Buckeyes. Now we're looking at a tie, 13-all. I wish we would have went for two on that one. All right, 4:20 left to play in the first quarter. Tie ball game. We'll be right back after these messages.
Gilmer National Bank is your hometown community bank, serving people in East Texas for over a century. We are your neighbors, friends, and partners in making this a great place to live. Our employees make us a special place to do business. We are there for you when you need us. Come by and see us and find out what makes people say, "That's my bank." Gilmer National Bank, an equal opportunity lender and member FDIC.
All right, we're back here in Jeff Traylor Stadium. Buckeyes just scoring. The score is now 13-13, 4:20 left to play in the first quarter. Been a great game. Boy, you talk about a good opening game.
And, Jeff, that unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, Coach Metzel obviously elected to enforce that on the kickoff. So the Buckeyes will kick off from their own, from the Chapel Hill 45-yard line. So let's see if maybe there's not an onside kick here. There is very soft coverage on the ends. Obviously, Chapel Hill will spread out and cover this. But if the Buckeyes could turn this into an extra possession right here somehow, some way, or at the very least, pooch kick this thing down and force Chapel Hill to go 90 yards again. They might well do it, but it takes a lot of energy in order to pull that off.
All right, they're going to onside kick this. And, of course, they recover it. I thought they were about to onside kick because if you look at how Braden lined up, Braden Pate, he just lined directly up behind the football about 3 steps. Nice kick. It just didn't take the right bounce we needed. But that's a great call there. I love it.
You'll take that risk because they are going to start here at their own 34-yard line. Not terrible field position, but most importantly, Jeff, you didn't kick it to one of those dangerous guys back there that can run it all the way back to the house.
That's right.
That's why I like that. A big offensive lineman, number 90, catches that one and falls on it. That is
a team like this, I'd squib kick every single play. Every play. All right, here's the snap. Hands off to Stewart. Nope. Got a new running back in there, number 10. Todd, who is that?
Yeah, that is DeMar.
Well, DeMar has got some wheels.
Yeah, that is Quentin Greitner, and he did also score a touchdown late in the game last year for Chapel Hill. That's number 10. And he is also quick. All those guys can run, Jeff. All those guys can run.
All right, here's the snap. First pass. And it is overthrown, and you see why they go to the wide open there. Second pass of the night. You see why they like to keep it on the ground.
Yeah, Brisbane not exactly a all-state passer. He's not Stump Godfrey back there for sure.
He threw for 2,000 yards last year.
Yeah, it's
all right, they're lining up with that 4 wide receivers left again. Now, a while ago, they tried to trick us and come to the right side. They kept the quarterback keeper up the middle, and look at this, man. Just running down the field like I mean, smooth as silk. He looks a lot like a familiar number 17 for the Buckeyes that we used to know.
Yeah, like Rofuel.
Yeah, he just kind of like water, just flowing down the field. And those receivers doing a good job of picking up their blocks out there to give him some running room.
He can really run. Of course, Coach Kurt Traylor coached him in the 8th grade over at Tyler Legacy. And
is that right?
I sure did. And just speaks so highly of what a great kid he is.
All right, here's the snap. Handoff. Stewart. Just look at him find that hole right there. There was a small seam to run through, and by golly, he found it. And 14 yards later, they are getting really close to the red zone.
Yeah, that is something I noticed. 8 substitutes in and out for the Buckeyes. The Buckeyes are going to play almost 50 guys here tonight. That's unheard of, especially even with a first game against this caliber of an opponent. And that is strategy. That is for the fourth quarter to keep those legs fresh. So as long as the Buckeyes can stay close right here, everything's going to be
snap.
fine.
Pitch back around the right side, and Buckeyes do a pretty good job of getting there. Braden Pate, first guy there to make contact.
And I tell you, I've been impressed with number 22, Terillian Butler. He really has made some plays and come up out of this corner position and make some tackles.
That run was good for 4 yards, brings up 2nd and 6.
Yeah, holding Chapel Hill to 4 yards running, Jeff, is an accomplishment.
Stewart's in the backfield again. Brisbane in the shotgun. Here's the snap. Quick pitch to Stewart. Cuts back inside. Look at that run. What an incredible run there by Stewart. Just cuts back in, sees a hole, finds a seam. I mean, you're seeing why he's going to be playing for SMU.
Yeah, he just came to a complete stop. The Buckeyes had seamed him in and hemmed him in, and he just literally hit the brakes, and they flew right by him, and then he just created his own lane, bounced right back outside, got down to the 4.5-yard line. It is 1st and goal, Chapel Hill once again. 2:02 left in the first quarter, 13-13 tie. Chapel Hill driven right back down the field and knocking on the door once again.
On the 4-yard line. Handoff up the middle, end zone, touchdown. I tell you what, Todd, you talk about the legs of Brisbane and Stewart. They're going to run about 1.5 miles here tonight on this football field.
In 117 degree
I know, it's
weather.
going to be interesting. If they can do that all night, I'm going to be impressed.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, if they're not tired by the end of the third quarter and just pretty much spent, I'm going to be really impressed with their conditioning. Because they are flat getting after it here tonight.
That is the strategy as the extra point left to come. Kick is up, and it is good.
It's good.
And Chapel Hill stretches it out to a 20-13 lead, a 7-point lead once again. And Jeff, we still got 1:56 left in the first quarter. We may see 40 points scored by both these teams here in the first quarter. We'll be right back after these messages.
At Farmers Insurance, we've seen almost everything, so we know how to cover almost anything, even a rock and wreck. He rocked and rolled right into it, but we covered it. At Farmers, we know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
All right, we're back to Jeff Traylor Stadium, and Chapel Hill just put up some points on the board. It is now 20-13 with 1:56 left to play in the first quarter. So this has just been a tennis match, back and forth, and so far Chapel Hill not punting. Buckeyes have punted one time. Chapel Hill been able to score on each possession. And they are getting it done on the legs of number 3 Brisbane and number 4 Stewart. Both Division I commits to SMU.
And Jeff, would you say they are as advertised?
They definitely are advertised. There's no question. They were last year. They just had a bad first game. All right, here's the kick. It's going to be to Noble on the 5-yard line. Noble's had several good returns. And this time he's going to get hammered on the 15. He was kind of standing there waiting for a seam to open, and it did not. We got a flag on the play, and so I'm not sure if this is going to be. It's going to be a personal foul more than likely.
Yeah,
Probably.
I think that's going to actually be against Chapel Hill once again, and give the Buckeyes bailing them out from the 15 out to the 30. Let's see what this call is. It might be offsetting with 2 of the Buckeyes. I think that was number 25 that got pushed in the back after the whistle. That is Colby Webb.
Well, they're discussing it, and I can't tell by the reaction of the of Chapel Hill. I think they
They don't look happy. Just reading body language, number 90 didn't look pleased. Well, let's see what happened here. It'd be great to have 15.
He is ejected.
Personal foul.
He's ejected. Wow. That is number 10 for Chapel Hill. Throws a punch.
Did he just say ejected?
And he is ejected. He is kicked out of the game, and the Buckeyes.
Now remember, that's the backup running back.
That is the backup running back. So many carries now are going to have to fall back. That is a huge mistake, mental error, to throw a punch, get kicked out of the game. That is going to move the ball out to outside the 30-yard line. But more importantly, Jeff, that is an extra set of legs in the Chapel Hill backfield that is now going to be sitting on the bus.
Wow. Ejected out of the first football game of the year. He must have done something pretty egregious.
He threw a punch.
He must have done that.
The referee actually called that it was for a thrown punch. He got ejected. So the Buckeyes, starting from their own 30-yard line, 1st and 10, needing to answer here, trailing by 7.
Let's bust one right here, Todd. Tennyson in the shotgun. Long snap count. Here it goes. Handoff up the middle. And he is met by the linebacker after a gain of about 3.
That's one thing that we do not talk enough about Will the Tomahawk Henderson, Jeff. He is one of the fastest 17-year-olds on the planet. He's also a heck of a running back. Between the tackles is where he shines the most. And he just picked up 4 yards there. That was pretty much a closed door that he cracked open.
All right, they're sending number 12 again. And they hand off, and this time they sniffed that one out and drove Henderson back. And they said, nope, not again. As the Buckeyes tried to run it up the middle again, they were sending number 12 over on the left side.
Now you've got everybody creeping up, Jeff, within about 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. Their deepest safety is playing very, very shallow right now.
Well, they don't want to give them time to throw the ball. They're coming. Watch
coming.
Number 12 on your right-hand side. Now he's covering the flat this time. Tennyson rolling to his right side, and he is going to be sacked for a loss. Buckeyes are going to lose about 5 yards on that one. You're going to bring up 3rd and 11.
Yeah, that was a bad decision for Caden to escape.
He should have thrown that one away.
Side. Exactly. You had a receiver that was number 3, Tate, but number 90, you see him. He's about 6'4" tall. He had his hands up.
He's at least 6'4".
And from the field, Caden did not want to throw the ball basically over or around him. He noticed that he
may be 6'6".
Yeah, he's a big boy.
That's a big boy down there.
So the Buckeyes on to punt for the second time in the night. 29 seconds left in the first quarter, as they're going to go 3 and out here and give the ball back to Chapel Hill.
All right, Braden Pate, the punter, good snap. They were coming for it. Braden gets off a great punt, and it takes a sideways bounce, and that's going to pin them back to the 37-yard line. Nice punt.
Got a flag back
by
here,
Braden.
Jeff.
We got a flag. Did they hit Braden? That's usually the only thing that happens back there. A lot of flags tonight so far. Let's see what the referee has to say. Number 9, another personal foul.
That's going to be a first down for the Buckeyes, Jeff. We are going to get the ball back. That is a personal foul. That is a 15-yard penalty. Are they going to?
No, they're going to assess the penalty against Chapel Hill is what it looks like. Like they're going to mark it off. All right, they're not. Got some confusion. They're moving them back 15 yards. Chapel Hill has had about, 4?
5 penalties now.
3
personal fouls. And an ejected player.
Yeah.
3 personal fouls.
And an unsportsmanlike conduct.
Exactly. 11 seconds left. Buckeyes trail by 7. Now the Chapel Hill Bulldogs have kind of broken the serve of the Buckeyes.
All right, they're doing that same set, Todd. They got 4 receivers wide to the left side. They got their 2 Wildcats in the backfield. Here's the snap. Handoff up the middle. They do a good job of getting to it, but getting him stopped. He's getting an extra 2 or 3 yards he shouldn't get as they're just fighting their way forward all the way out to the 30-yard line, and that was a nice 7-yard carry.
And so the Buckeye defense going to have to figure out a way to force a turnover, Jeff. And this pretty much, minus the jitters and the turnovers, was exactly how the game was last year. As we end the first quarter, Buckeyes down by 7, 20-13. They trail. and we'll be back with the second quarter right after these messages.
When tragedy strikes, you don't want to be in a position where you're second guessing your lawyer's ability or the resolve to get you fairly compensated. When you hire Godarzi & Young, you know you're hiring a law firm that has nationally ranked settlements and verdicts. We have over 2 decades of experience holding 18-wheeler companies accountable for their negligent action. Don't make the mistake of hiring anybody else. Hire the best. Hire Godarzi & Young.
All right, we're back here in Gilmer, Texas, Jeff Traylor Stadium. Buckeyes trail the Bulldogs 13-20 at the end of the first quarter, and both teams played really well. Big story here in the first quarter has been the penalties against Chapel Hill.
Yeah, just some 3 personal foul penalties and an ejected player. Jeff, that's 45 yards worth of penalties right there. And yet they've got a 20-13 lead and have really been able to have their way up front as long as number 3 or number 4 are carrying the ball. But Jeff, that is a lot of miles to put on these legs on a hot night here in August. Let's see if it takes its toll.
All right, here's the snap. They're looking to pass, and the pass is complete out to the 40-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 7. And that moves the chains. It's a first down. So they're going to send that same setup. 4 receivers wide to the left side. Stewart and Brisbane in the backfield.
Good strategy.
They've been running up the middle every time here on that play. And they somehow or another, they just keep finding gaps. And here they are again. Big gain all the way across midfield.
Yeah, big number 55. Watch him, and that's where the ball's going.
Yeah,
he is a massive
They're not
human.
showing us anything different. They're lining up. And they always run. They line up forward to the left. They run to the between the right tackle and the guard.
It's just a zone play, and if that is shut down, then the quarterback's going to keep it and run it himself. But the Buckeyes, once again, they substitute 6 guys out, and half the defense changes out for the Buckeyes. But Chapel Hill's got it 1st and 10 from the Buckeye 33.
All right, quarterback keeper, and they've got a hand on him quick, dropping for about 3. And, I haven't seen more than about 4 sets offensively from Chapel Hill so far.
It's not complicated.
But it's working.
It doesn't have to be when you've got that kind of horsepower in the backfield. You can just run that, Jeff, as they're milking some clock now, trying to go up 2 scores. The Buckeyes would do very well to get a turnover here as it's 4th down territory, and they've got it 2nd and 8 just outside the Buckeye 30. And let's see if the Buckeyes can get a negative play.
4 receivers wide right. This time they're going to pass, and it is complete for a big first down inside the 20 to the 18.
Yeah, not asking the quarterback there, Brisbane, to do very much. He's just throwing basically an 8-yard slant route, and he kind of winds up and throws that sidearm. He doesn't have a pretty passing motion by any means, but he's been effective so far on this drive. That's his second
3 receivers wide left, 1 to the right. Brisbane going to the air. And
intercepted.
Almost.
Oh my goodness.
That was almost picked off.
That's to Eric Tate. That is the wrong guy to throw at. They do that very often down here, Jeff, on film. They just throw it up to that 6'5" wide receiver. But to Eric Tate out there is every bit of the athlete to cover that, and he just almost had an interception there. That would have been huge for the Buckeyes if they could have got a stop. 2nd and 10 now from the 18.
All right, 2 receivers left, 2 right. Stewart in the backfield. Quick pitch to Stewart. And he has got a wide open gap, and he is down to the 1. Down to the goal line, actually. And I'll tell you what, these receivers for Chapel Hill, they are picking up their blocks.
Yeah, they block down.
They are picking up their blocks. If you watch that, and that is freeing up 2 of the best running backs we're going to see all year.
Oh, that anyone will see all year.
Hand off to Stewart, up the middle, and touchdown.
So Chapel Hill does what is kind of expected. Number 3 and number 4 straight down the field. That drive had a couple of complete first down passes in it, and the Buckeye Black Flag defense is just trying to hang around and stay in this thing. Dropped the turnover there, which would have been huge if Eric Tate could have come up with that interception. And That lead now is stretched out to 13 points for Chapel Hill with 9:43 left in the second quarter. Extra point left to come.
There's the snap. Everything looks good, and that is going to be good. So 9:43 left to play in the second quarter. Chapel Hill leads Gilmer 27-13. We'll be right back.
Do you enjoy watching your favorite TV programs on your smartphone or tablet? Or maybe you'd rather watch them on your Roku or Amazon Fire TV. Tired of having to change your TV input from your old to watch your favorite streaming apps? If so, we have great news for you. eTex is making the move to streaming and has launched a new app. eTex TV allows you to watch over 130 channels in full HD on your streaming or mobile devices. This means you can simply download the eTex TV app, subscribe, and start watching. With all your favorite functions like DVR and Pause Live TV, and new features like Restart TV. To learn more, visit www.etex.net or contact a customer service rep at 903-797-HELP. That's 903-797-4357.
Back to the action here, Jeff. That was a 70-yard drive that took 7 plays. 2 first down passes there by Brisbane, a little bit different, and the rest of it was with the feet once again. Buckeyes trail by 14 with 9:43 left here in the first half. Let's see if they can answer right here this score.
All right, high kick, going to be fielded on the 5-yard line. Once again, this time Tarek Tate up the middle, got a gap, he's headed to the house, and no one will catch him. Look at him pulling away from him. No flags on the play, and that is a touchdown and a long one.
Just like that, Tarek
no flags.
Answers. No flags on the play.
That is one of the top 4 fastest kids in
the state of Texas.
Yeah. That's right.
And that is probably not something that they're going to make the mistake on again, is to kick it to either one of those guys. And, if you're Chapel Hill, the bad news is that ain't the fastest guy on their team.
If you're not kicking it to the front 5, you don't have anybody to kick it to.
Yeah, well, you kick
everybody
it to the
back
pooch
there.
Kick to the 30 and kick it to an up guy or just onside.
But our up guys have got legs. I mean, all right, we're late getting in here.
Well, it's the center. We didn't have anybody to snap the extra point.
We kind of need him.
But it takes all of 14 seconds for Eric Tate to pull this back to a single-digit lead. 27-19, 8-point lead, extra point left to come.
All right, here comes the hold. It's a good one this time. And a perfect shot down the middle by Braden Tate.
And Jeff, that's what we've said. That's what the Buckeyes need to do, is to keep this close. And they've done exactly that, is the Tarek Tate returns that kickoff for a touchdown to bring the Buckeyes within 1 score. Now we need a big turnover or break. Let's recognize a few sponsors and come right back up.
Texas Heritage National Bank would like to invite the Buckeye Nation to visit our new full-service bank in Gilmer. We are conveniently located on Highway 271 and Redbud Street with a brand new facility ready to serve our friends and neighbors. We offer competitive rates on all of our deposit products, as well as some great options for business financing to help your business grow from 5 employees to 500 employees. Texas Heritage National Bank would also like to take this time to thank all of the teachers, administration, and school board for investing in the future of our kiddos. We would also like to wish all of the student athletes a wonderful and safe year. Come see us soon.
All right, we're back to Jeff Traylor Stadium. Buckeyes just ran a 95-yard touchdown. 9:26 left to play. It's 27-20. And here's the kickoff. Man, look at him. He takes 1 step and kicks it to the 11. Coming up the middle, he's got a gap, and look at him snatched down. That was number 6.
That's Connor Dodd.
Connor Dodd, who just waited like in camouflage and then reached out at the last minute and grabbed
ambushed him.
Man, what a good tackle.
Yeah, that was a good tackle. And that
takes a lot of strength.
Yeah, Connor's a strong kid. He is a strong kid.
That is some good arm strength right there by Connor Dodd.
Starting Chapel Hill at their own 25-yard line. They're 75 yards away. And, Jeff, so far the Buckeye Black Flag defense has not been able to stop Chapel Hill. They've scored every time they've touched it. But these Buckeyes have shown that they are also very explosive. And they're back to within one score. Only about 2.5 minutes of this second quarter has been played.
He's going to try to throw the balls.
All right, so 2 receivers left, 2 right. Stewart's in the backfield. They fake the handoff to Stewart, and they're going to sack the quarterback.
Finally, a negative play. He still got back to really, he picked up he lost a yard, lost 2 yards. And this is where the Buckeye Black Flag defense, Jeff, this is an opportunity. An incomplete pass right here, something to set up 3rd and long to get the ball back. It is more than a moral victory, because look for the Buckeyes in the 4th quarter to have a decisive advantage over Chapel Hill with fatigue. Right now, they just got to keep it close.
All right, here's a snap. Quick pitch to Stewart over the right side. Stewart cuts back through the middle. Look at this guy. He just makes you miss. He gets all the way out to the 41-yard line. He's going to be the best running back we watch this year.
Yeah, well, Jeff,
I'm telling you.
By the time the Buckeyes realize they have a shot at him, the shot's gone. It's a lot kind of like tackling Will Henderson, is that you're tackling in the shadow and he's already actually left from where you're grabbing from. The Buckeyes are going to have to get penetration here defensively and try to get those guys going before they get going, because you can see what they can do once they're in the open field.
3 receivers wide to the right. Handoff, fakes the handoff. Brisbane holds it. And look at this. Spins him all the way around, but doesn't complete the tackle. But luckily get there with pursuit and get him down after a short gain. That's going to bring up 2nd, or is it going to be 3rd and 5? 2nd and 5.
Yeah, they moved the chains. That's 2nd and 5. That's Castillo, the big linebacker that normally guys, these big, strong linebackers, normally guys are going to go down when you arm tackle them like that, not Mr. Brisbane.
All right, Buckeyes are rushing three guys up the middle.
Buckeyes have it! Number 7, Webb, picks it up.
7 Webb's got the ball down the field he threatens and tackled from behind on the 35-yard line.
There's the turnover, Jeff. There's the turnover. The Buckeyes not only forced the fumble from behind, but they pick it up, in number 4, Stewart, just like last year. Remember, he started cramping up in the 3rd quarter after he started fumbling. And that is exactly, he walks off the field slow. But the Buckeyes, with the opportunity to come back here with about half of this 2nd quarter gone and tie this ball game. They've got it 1st and 10 from the Chapel Hill 36-yard line. This is you got to execute right here. You got to make this play.
All right, so that is a huge break for the Buckeyes. If they capitalize here, they can tie the game. So let's see what they do here. Here's the snap, fakes the handoff. Line drive pass right through the arms of Jarrett Tate. Dangerous, could have been picked off in the secondary. And that's a missed opportunity there. 2nd and 10 for the Buckeyes.
Yeah, you won't see Tarek drop a lot of those. It's a slant. I think he's running a little bit before he catches it in week 1. We've all been there. But unfortunately, not all of us have the talent to be able to run like he can after he catches it. 1 touchdown tonight with a kickoff return already.
2 receivers wide right. They're dropping back, looking to pass, overthrown. Again intended for Tarek Tate. Yeah, it was a well-covered ball, too, defensively.
Yeah, that's number 90 out there at 6'5" plus that is just getting in the passing lane. And Caden tries to throw it over his head and throws it over to Eric's head as well. Jeff, this will be a 4-down territory play, 3rd down and 10, still at the 35-yard line. 2 straight incomplete passes from Tennessee.
Those are our first 2 plays of score.
All right, 2 wide outs, wide to the right. They're going to go strong side. From the shotgun, here's Tennyson. Handoff around the right side, got room to run, up the middle, down the field, touchdown all the way to the house is number 1.
Baby. You think he's there and he is gone.
Will Henderson found the gap all the way down the right side to the end zone. Man, what a tennis match we're watching here tonight.
Will is 5 yards away. And he sees that lane, and the guy that is going to think, I got 2 steps, he's 5 yards away. You blink, and number 1 is by you. And it is now a 1-point game. Touchdown, Tomahawk, his 2nd of the game. And you can see speed kills. And Will Henderson right there bailed out the Buckeyes with a 36-yard touchdown, his 2nd of the night. And we got an extra point away, Jeff, from a 27-27 tie.
All right. Got offsides here. And a kick went up and good, but that is an offsides penalty. That'll move us closer to the goal. Now, when we try to go get there, I wanted that too earlier, and Alan didn't listen to me because, quite frankly, he doesn't care what I think. He never asks my opinion. You know, we do the coaches show. I see him all the time. He doesn't say, Jeff, what do you think I should do there? He just doesn't care. Yeah.
So we are going to take it. Extra points.
We're going to take the extra point.
27-27.
You know what else we're going to do?
We're going to take a timeout.
We're going to take a timeout too.
We'll be right back.
It's gonna be alright. How can you tell? I feel it in my heart. It's gonna be okay.
Juicy's Burgers, serving you for over 40 years.
To another day. It's gonna be alright.
All right, folks, we're back to Jeff Traylor Stadium. I would like to give a shout out to a good friend of mine, Todd, if you don't mind. The Lomelys from California, Roberto and Cindy Lomely. They came here a couple of years ago and listening to the Buckeyes now, big Buckeye fans. And we thought for a minute there they were going to bring us back out of commercial and take us back down to the 2-yard line, which I would have been happy with because I would have went for the 2.
Well,
I want that 2-point conversion tonight sometime.
The referee still hasn't brought the ball to the kicker to kick it off, but Jeff,
Yeah, they're bringing it now. So
27-27 tie with 7:09 left here to play in the first half, and the Buckeyes got Chapel Hill right where they want them. They got the big turnover. They cashed out on that turnover, and at the end of the day, we got a 0-0 ball game. But Jeff, 54 points scored, and we still got half a quarter to play here in the first half.
Yeah, this is unreal.
Yeah,
Not
you
surprising.
said bird burner.
It's
You
not.
knew it.
It's not surprising at all. All right, number 32, Braden Pate lining up for the kickoff. Look how close he gets to the ball, and look at the power in his leg. Look at that. He's going to kick that one down to about the 12-yard line. Returned up the middle, bounces out to the right side, and a good open field tackle there. I'm looking at the number. That was number
19.
Number 19 for the Buckeyes makes a good open field tackle.
That's Bentley Strasner.
Good job there,
tackle
Strasner.
there. Holds his ground and really fights through a block, and it just put a roadblock up in front of that speeding car. He blew out the suspension and made the tackle. 1st and 10 inside the 30. I'll take that on every kickoff, Jeff, with those dangerous guys. And boy, Chapel Hill will probably take that too, as they've given up a number of big chunk plays to number 3 to Eric Tate and number 1 Will Henderson. Those are the bread and butter of the Thunder and Lightning for the Buckeyes.
All right. Number 3, Brisbane, around the right side. Look at this lane he's got to run in, and he is going to go a long way. I don't know if he'll get it all the way to the house. Looks like he's going to. Look at this. Stops midfield, refuses to go down. Finally forced out of bounds on the Buckeye 15. That is a huge run. You know, the funny thing is, you've got almost identical backfields on the Buckeyes and the Chapel Hill. You've got, you know what I'm saying? You've got 2 Division I athletes on one side and 2 on the other. I mean, it's almost a mirror image of what we have in both backfields tonight.
Yeah, and Brisbane moving real slow after that long run. It was almost like a quarter mile, but he had to keep a knee there. He's got his hands on his hips.
Well, we know he won't be the ball carrier on this next one, so let's key on Stewart.
That's exactly right. But, Jeff, at the end of the day, this is the game plan. We talked about what Coach Metzel told us before. Look, we're going to get in their legs. We're going to have a tennis match. We're going to play fast.
So Stewart's not in the game. Cook is in the game. And he takes it all the way to the house. And I was looking down at my sheet. I guess that's just a sweep to the right.
Yeah, that was a handoff that number 2 for Chapel Hill. That is the backup running back there. That is
Cook.
Jeremiah Cook, exactly. And we knew about him as well. And he puts Chapel Hill tennis match back up 6 with the extra point left to come.
All right, here's the kick. It looks like it's good. 6:34 left to play in the first half. And unbelievable, it is 34-27. We'll be right back.
At First National Bank, together we're better. We're a regional bank, big enough for all of East Texas, that cares and is invested in the people and communities we serve. With the strength and services to meet the needs of every customer, big or small. From business financing for big companies and small mom and pops to our family of personal banking customers. First National Bank of East Texas. Together, we're better. And we think that's kind of a big deal.
We're back to Jeff Traylor Stadium where, like you said, it's a tennis match. Should we say pickleball match?
It's
more
pickleball.
Like, It's more like pickleball.
Well,
tennis is wore out. It's pickleball. 34-27 with 6:34 left to play in the first half. That is a lot of points. You remember the 119 points we watched Canton and Gilmer that time?
I remember.
Could be one of those nights.
It might very well be, as we already have 61 points on the board, Jeff, with 6:34 still left to play in the first half. And the bad news for Chapel Hill is they got to kick it to number 3 and number 1 standing back here.
They've run 13 plays this quarter. We won 4.
Yeah, this has been entertaining tonight. If you like offensive football, this is your place to be. Here's the kickoff by Chapel Hill. It is a short, high kick, going to go out of bounds around the 25-yard line.
I'd make them kick it again.
Yeah,
I'd
back them up,
and
kick it again. Back them up and kick it again. Definitely. You won't have bad field position, obviously. But, the way we've been returning the ball tonight, I like our odds.
Absolutely.
Their kick return team's not performed well tonight.
I'd give us every opportunity to touch the ball at every different possibility. Now, I want to shout out to my brother from another mother, Mr. Joseph Fawali in Atlanta, Georgia, who is getting his first taste of Buckeye action here tonight. And also my namesake, Mr. Ray Todd, who is listening to us and hopefully watching us tonight. And Brother Todd, we told you this was going to be a tennis match.
All right, handoff up the middle. Bounces out to the left side. Will Henderson is open field. First down. Runs out of bounds after a 15-yard gain.
I tell you what, I'm scared for that corner that I'm standing out there knowing that he's looking at one of the fastest 17-year-olds on the planet, and there's nothing about there except green grass, me and you.
Well, you and I played corner back a million years ago, and we know what it's like to play a back like that. And it is rough. It's scary. Handoff again up the middle. And this time Will just bulldozes his way forward for another 5 yards. Nice run there, 2nd and 5.
Right near midfield as the Buckeyes effectively running the football. And Jeff, dare I say that the Buckeyes are executing the game plan and getting into the legs of the Chapel Hill Bulldogs, playing fast.
All right, handoff again up the middle. Will finding a gap, gets the first down. About an 8-yard run that time. Ball gets all the way out to the 42-yard line of Chapel Hill.
And notice how absolutely quick the Buckeyes come to the line of scrimmage. Call the play, and they are just steamrolling right now down the field.
All right, 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Here's the snap. Tennyson's going to pass. Drops back, launches one down the field to Tarek Tate, and it is thrown just over the head of Tate out of bounds. So just hadn't been able to connect on the big ball tonight, but I have a feeling it's coming.
Well, what that tells you right there, Jeff, is that Coach Metzel is saying this is 4-down territory. Because when you take a shot like that on 1st and 10 versus 2nd and 3, you are saying we're going to go for it on 4th down here. We're going to try to keep the ball. 5:31 left in this first half. The Buckeyes want to go down, score, tie this thing up.
Handoff up the middle, number 9, Sims. Fights his way forward, gets almost to the first down marker. He's about a yard short. Going to be 3rd and 1. Tarek Tate spreads wide to the right. This should be another short run.
Flag.
Handoff to Sims. Got a flag on the play. Got a little extracurricular down on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they had not substituted, and they did not get a man in. And Coach from Chapel Hill is screaming that they've got to give him the opportunity to get in. And that is the referee's responsibility. Oh, he did not have a helmet on.
Yeah,
okay.
He had to get off the chance with that. Had to give him a chance to get off the field with the helmet. So that's going to be redo.
We'll do a do-over.
That's going to be 3rd and 1.
3rd grade do-over here.
Yep. And they bring in Aaron Bell this time into fullback. And hopefully they're planning to run right behind him. crucial 3rd and 1 here. Number 9, Sims in the backfield. And it looks like somebody's calling a timeout here.
That's timeout Chapel Hill.
They want to talk it over.
They sense it. It is they've been bulldozed on this and bullied by the offensive front for the Buckeyes this drive. Let's take a quick timeout and come right back, Jeff, with 5 minutes left in the first half. Buckeyes looking to tie this up once again.
Please join Jeff Rash and Alan Metzel each Monday morning for the Gilmer Buckeyes Coaches Show. Every week, Jeff and Alan discuss elements of the program, speak with special guests, give player updates, review key plays from the prior week, and give insights on the opponent for the current week. As a fan, this is your chance to go into the locker room and behind the scenes. To view the Coaches Show, go to GilmerBuckeyes.com and click on the Coaches Show button. Go Buckeyes!
All right, we're back to Jeff Traylor Stadium and wrapping up the timeout here that Chapel Hill called. First timeout of the game, I might add. It's 3rd and 1 for the Buckeyes. There is 4:59 left to play. So Chapel Hill does not want to give an opportunity to keep the ball, keep the clock running going into the first halftime, rather. And they know that this is a critical stop here. They're going to have to do it twice, because Buckeyes, I feel like, will go for it on 4th down as well.
Absolutely. Webb in the backfield next to Tennyson.
I believe that's Sims, isn't it?
Yeah, that's Sims. I'm sorry.
Sims. They're going to hand it to Sims, and look at this. Left side, big hole, and boy, he nearly broke it all the way to the house. He gets down to the 18, 19-yard line, and that was a great call there by the Buckeyes.
Yeah, number 9 is walking up and blitzing as he did before, and Sims just sidestepped him and went right where he was, and had another good cut to fake out the cornerback to pick up another 5 yards. He took that all the way to the 20. 1st and 10 Buckeyes, clock running at 4:44. The Buckeyes got them right where they want them right now, Jeff.
All right, Sims still in the backfield. And this time a little quick pitch inside. Number 24 throws a heck of a stiff arm, but still brought down at the line of scrimmage.
Good call. It just didn't develop quite quickly enough as Will Henderson comes back into the game.
Yeah, that was Octavian Ector. That was his first carry as a Buckeye on the varsity level. He's a sophomore running back, and he is a little guy with, some serious speed.
Yeah, and that is, he's got a bright future ahead of him too, Jeff.
Reminds me of Tate. 2 receivers to the left side. They're going to pass to one of them. Across the middle, dropped Tarek Tate. That was just thrown slightly behind him, but easy to catch for Tarek normally.
And speaking of the Tate family, Jeff, we saw all of them down at the state track meet in Austin. They are up in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I promised them in the first game I will give them a shout out. So the Tate family, thank you for your genetic contributions to the Gilmer Buckeyes throughout the years. We love you guys.
Yeah, those guys are wonderful.
Yeah, go Buckeyes. And
good family.
Absolutely. Just a cornerstone of Buckeye football tradition.
Here's the snap. Handoff, right side. Look at this big gap, and he's going to score. Untouched, Will Henderson finding gaps, finding seams. Buckeyes doing a great job of blocking downfield, and that was just a perfectly executed, wonderful run there by Will Henderson.
You just know, Jeff, it does not take, as an offensive lineman, you normally have to create a hole. For Will, you just got to create a shadow, and he has just gone through it. No one touched him on that run. As the Buckeyes are looking to tie this up, as they look to the sideline.
Todd, we talked about this in pregame. This is really going to come down to conditioning in the second half. I'm telling you.
That's getting their legs.
Because they are matched evenly tonight, which makes me feel good about what the Buckeyes look like.
Well, Jeff, this next possession, assuming, let's see if the extra point is good, it is up and good. So this is a tie ball game, but Jeff.
No good.
No good. Oh my goodness, we missed the extra point. So we trail 33-34, but Jeff, coming into this drive, this is where this game might be decided, because if the Buckeyes, we left them 3:51, you saw they don't need long to score either. Going into halftime, we're going to kick the ball back to them in the second half, and then it's the Buckeyes' favor because we've been subbing guys in and out. It's hot. Conditioning is going to play a role, but we need to go in with at least 1 point or a tie score, not down 7 or 8 or goodness gracious 13-14. That's going to be key.
Yeah, no question about it. We've got to hold them here. That missing that extra point is a little painful 33,
I'm going
34.
back now. That I'm gonna second guess myself. I think you're right. We should try to score 2 points there.
No, that was just an opportunity. That was a golden opportunity. You would have been half the distance to the goal. We've got the backs. You got an 80% chance of getting in there. I would have taken it. But again, they don't. That's not what I get. They don't. Yeah, our opinion means nothing here. 22 years of broadcasting, nothing.
Well,
nothing. And this time,
Coach
Braden,
Turner and Coach Traylor didn't much appreciate our opinions either. So.
He is about for sure. All right, Braden's fixing to boot this one to the house. He puts a foot in it, and I mean, he kicks that one all the way to the 1.
It's fielded, Jeff.
And he fielded that somehow or another. Coming back up the middle, got a big gap. Flag on the play, returned all the way to the 48-yard line by number 7.
That's going to come back.
Kicking it that far, you know, it takes a long time to get down there, and a lot of things can happen. We do have a flag on the play. Not again. That's normally against the receiving team, illegal block.
Yeah, that is going to be.
There's not much other than a face mask.
It's a hold.
Yeah, it's a hold on the receiving team. I was going to back them up.
Back to the 25-yard line is where that will be, Jeff. Because that flag was laying at the 35, so they'll back that up.
Well, they're marking it off. He's marking off. I'm not sure what he marked off 15 yards there.
Yeah, so he'll
now
bring
they're
the ball
saying
back.
keep going. Yeah.
It's where the flag is on a special teams play and where the foul occurred. And the official normally tries to throw the flag to that spot, and that tells him where to mark the penalty from. So 75 yards away, deja vu, Chapel Hill with a 1-point lead, 34-33, 3:40 left, and it didn't take Mr. Brisbane long on that last 75-yard drive to go 68 yards in one play.
All right, 3:40. The Buckeyes can hold them here. We go in 1 point down, and that's where I'd rather be. Number 4 up the middle. He's good for 5 yards on that carry, and the clock continues to roll, 2nd and 5.
Yeah, another turnover here. Of course, normally you wouldn't get greedy and ask for turnovers, Jeff, but they gave us 8 last year, so they set the bar high.
They really did.
2 in the first half is only half the pace they had last year.
All right, handoff once again up the middle. Nice run there, 10 yards and a first down. Ball's on the 41-yard line. The clock stops momentarily to move the chains and then starts again. 3:08. If the Buckeyes can hold them and just go in down 1.
Oh, huge.
That's nope. When they announce this at halftimes all around the East Texas, people are they're gonna groan and moan and not believe it. They're going to the air, dangerous. Launches a long one, and Tarek Tate knocks it down. I thought he was gonna intercept that one for sure. That was thrown inside. I really thought he was gonna come down with that one.
I did too. I want to say hello to our classmate, the Big Chief, Mr. Chris Racing, who is fortunately not on the sidelines tonight.
Is Chris listening right now?
Chris is listening to us. He just texted me.
Hello, Chris Racing. 3 years in a row, state shot put champion Chris Racing.
I tell you what, probably the best athlete in our class, and that was really saying something.
I talked a lot of trash to a lot of people when Chris Racing was standing beside me.
I'm telling you.
I did. I was bulletproof.
I was
bulletproof. Handoff to Stewart up the middle, finds a little bit of a gap, but Buckeyes there. And going to bring him down. He gets right at the first down marker. They're going to call it a first down.
I tell you what, he is an absolute load.
2:37 left to play, and they've just now at midfield. If the Buckeyes can hold out here and just go in down 1, that'd be fantastic. Or, Todd, like you said, we would take a turnover here. They're feeling the pressure of needing to stop the clock with an incomplete pass and get a quick score, so they may put it in the air right here. Handoff, Stewart up the middle. He is met big time by Bell, but still manages to pick up 6 yards. That was number 2 on the carry. He's the guy that got the score earlier.
That's Cook, I believe.
In the game, that was Cook, Jamel Cook. And clock continues to run. Remember, they've got 2 timeouts remaining. 1:56 to get in the end zone. 3 receivers to the left. Quarterback keeper, Brisbane. And he is met. Great defensive play there by the Buckeyes.
13? Yeah, that's
number 13. Jeremiah hits him right square up. Holds him to just a couple yard gain. It's 3rd and 3. Would it be something if they held him right here to a 4th and something. Get in the backfield. Let's get some penetration, Buckeyes. Fumble on the play. Brisbane picks it up. Now, this is one of his favorite plays normally. All right. They get him for a loss. He lost 7 yards on that. That brings him back 4th and 10. Now, that changes the complexion of the game with 108.
Absolutely. The Buckeyes may get an opportunity to get a punt here, and that's what I would do, because on 4th down and 10, if something goes wrong here, you're going to give the ball back to the Buckeyes. But I think they're going to milk this clock down all the way to about 10 seconds, and then they're going to pull out the kitchen sink.
Yeah, they're saying we're not giving
to put
it
this
to
one
you.
in the end zone.
Yeah, we need to eat a timeout right here. I know they're looking at the clock, but they're going to save the timeouts for the offensive side of the ball, and they look like they're going to.
Yeah, Chapel Hill's going to take a timeout once we get down to about 11 seconds is all they're really going to have. And they're going to take their chances with Tarek Tate against this big 6'5" 5-inch wide receiver. That's their go-to play. And they will take a timeout with 20 seconds left. And we will probably have maybe 2 plays left, Jeff, here. Interesting. What a first half, Jeff. It was as advertised. 20 seconds left and still some big plays to come here in this first half. But right now, the Buckeyes have done exactly what they planned to do, which is play fast, play a lot of kids. 50 kids is the goal to play. That is a huge number of kids to play in a game. But the Buckeyes absolutely thinking that they've got the advantage in terms of depth. They got the advantage in terms of conditioning. And they are going to try to get this into the fourth quarter and stay close. 34-33 is about as close as you can get.
Let me point something out here. That was us that took that last time out. I don't know why we waited.
I think
there's got to be some strategery there.
Well, don't give them too much time to score.
You know what I'm saying? Well, they're 4th and 10. You assume they're going to punt, which they're lining up in punt formation. And 20 seconds on the clock, I would have tried to give myself that full 40 seconds to get more offensive plays.
Number 3 back deep. Let's see if they kick it to Eric. He's already got 1 return for a touchdown tonight.
All right, this is the first punt we've seen Chapel Hill do. And it is punted out of bounds. The ball goes out around the 15-yard line.
That is smart. But, Jeff, let me tell you, 13 seconds, time for 2, maybe 3 plays. And for the Buckeyes, when you got number 1 and you got number 3, they can eliminate. I don't care what you defensively do to get back behind them. You give them that much space and they'll run right by you. I mean, it's just this is a dangerous situation right now for the Chapel Hill Bulldogs.
Well, Chapel Hill is obviously going to be playing their backs deep, trying to protect the pass. If they're going to put, looks like they're going to put a couple back deep. And if they do that and give us enough time, obviously Will Henderson can get down the field. All right, it's a draw, and there goes Will up the middle. First down, 14-yard carry. And that ate up all the way down to 6 seconds. So it looks like we're going to, unless we
move the chain,
throw a bomb here, we're going to, they're going to go in.
We will take it in at halftime. That is the strategy. Coach Metzel very, very happy with a 1-point game through the half as these Gilmer Buckeyes, Jeff, a young team, they've come out and done exactly what they needed to do. And they have made this a fast, physical game.
Yeah, Todd. Hey, we've got a surprise for everybody, so don't go anywhere. Don't leave your TV set as we've got a great introduction of all the new players and that we're going to do here at halftime starting right now. And this was put together for our friends at E-Tex. I appreciate them doing this for us. So let's roll. And here it is, folks. Let's meet the Buckeyes.
Aaron Bell, senior, fullback, middle linebacker.
Will Henderson, senior, running back and quarterback.
Elias Castillo, senior, inside linebacker, fullback.
Jamar Bird, 2024, receiver and corner. Hey, let's get it.
Terry Tate, senior, wide receiver and DB.
Damari Hackett, senior, number 5. Hey, we are here.
Connor Dodd, senior, wide receiver and safety.
Brendan Webb, junior, receiver, DB.
Alex Sims, junior, running back, outside linebacker.
Jaden Edmond, senior, quarterback, free safety.
Caden Tennyson, class of 2025, quarterback.
Taj Manson, junior, receiver, DB.
Jeremiah Noble, junior, outside linebacker, receiver.
Dervay Smith, senior, running back, and outside linebacker.
Michael Easley, junior, wide receiver, safety. Let's roll it.
Harrison Lofton, senior, outside linebacker, hooker.
Grayson Bates, fullback, inside linebacker.
Jordan Escalante, junior, quarterback, outside backer.
Bentley Trainer, receiver in the corner.
Will Gross, senior, inside receiver, cornerback. Go Bucks.
Amari Morton, junior, receiver, DB.
Josiah Merrill, junior, running back, outside linebacker. Atavian Prom Hector, sophomore, running back, and safety.
Kobe Webb, senior, receiver, outside backer.
Devin McDonald, sophomore, middle linebacker, fullback.
Daydream Jimerson, junior, running back, corner.
Nick Zimmerman, senior, fullback, linebacker.
Luke Hollyfield, senior, fullback, middle linebacker. Mason Denton, junior, middle linebacker, and fullback.
Brayden Pate, junior, outside linebacker.
Jerry Dean, junior, middle linebacker. Nehemiah Henderson, senior, inside linebacker, fullback.
Leno Diaz, senior, fullback, inside linebacker.
I'm senior, Duhai, junior, running back, corner.
Noah Connets, junior, wide receiver, cornerback.
Max Walker, junior, wide receiver, safety.
Cameron Brown, senior, D-line.
Hudson Wynn, junior, D-line. Jeff Bates, sophomore, offensive line, defensive line.
Justin Jones, senior, inside backer, and wide receiver.
Griffin Hill, senior, defensive end and tight end.
Tyler Hagler, sophomore, O-line, D-line.
Ezekiel Aguilera, senior, O-line, D-line.
Justin Anderson, offensive line, defensive line.
Alex again, junior, O-line, D-line.
Ryan Andrews, junior, O-line, D-line.
Senior, Sean Wallace, offensive line, D-line, number 55.
Nathan McVicker, O-line, D-line, sophomore.
Aiden Summers, O-line, D-line, junior, 2025.
Spencer Murphy, senior, O-line, D-line.
Chance Walker, sophomore, O-line, D-line.
My name is Terrence Wahim. I'm a junior. I play offensive line and defensive line.
Felipe Rocha, I'm a junior. I play offensive line and defensive line.
Hunter Burney, O-line, D-line. I'm a junior.
Lucas Cano, junior, O-line, D-line.
My name is Fernando Delgado. I'm a junior. And I play D-line.
Jaron Pilcher, senior, offensive line. Logan Thornley, I'm a junior. I play inside receiver and outside linebacker.
And Marty Young.
back-to-back #1 trucking firm in the nation, back-to-back best attorney and best law firm in East Texas.
It's fully loaded, great gas mileage, 30,000-mile warranty.
I like it. What else do you have?
Here's one. It's fully loaded, great gas mileage, 30,000-mile warranty.
Looks like the same car.
Exactly the same. But this one's $120 less per month.
What's the catch?
No catch if you use Credit Union of Texas. Let me show you.
With the Credit Union of Texas Flex Auto Loan, you get the car of your dreams, lower payments, no hassle. Get started now at cutx.org.
Crowley Funeral Home has been serving families in Gilmer since 1883. Funeral director and Gilmer High School graduate Troy Murray leads the professional staff at Crowley Funeral Home and is committed to providing dignified, respectful, and compassionate assistance to every family in their time of need. Crowley Funeral Home feels strongly about maintaining high standards of excellent service while still keeping prices affordable. At Crowley Funeral Home, we treat your family as our own.
Gilmer National Bank is your hometown community bank, serving people in East Texas for over a century. We are your neighbors, friends, and partners in making this a great place to live. Our employees make us a special place to do business. We are there for you when you need us. Come by and see us and find out what makes people say, "That's my bank." Gilmer National Bank, an equal opportunity lender and member FDIC.
At Farmers Insurance, we've seen almost everything, so we know how to cover almost anything, even a rock and wreck. Yeah! He rocked and rolled right into it, but we covered it. At Farmers, we know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
When tragedy strikes, you don't want to be in a position where you're second guessing your lawyer's ability or the resolve to get you fairly compensated. When you hire Goddard & Young, you know you're hiring a law firm that has nationally ranked settlements and verdicts. We have over 2 decades of experience holding 18-wheeler companies accountable for their negligent action. Don't make the mistake of hiring anybody else. Hire the best. Hire Goddard & Young.
Do you enjoy watching your favorite TV programs on your smartphone or tablet? Or maybe you'd rather watch them on your Roku or Amazon Fire TV. Tired of having to change your TV input from your old traditional cable to watch your favorite streaming apps? If so, we have great news for you. eTex is making the move to streaming and has launched a new app. eTex TV allows you to watch over 130 channels in Full HD on your streaming or mobile devices. This means you can simply download the eTex TV app, subscribe, and start watching. With all your favorite functions like DVR and Pause Live TV, and new features like Restart TV. To learn more, visit www.etex.net or contact a customer service rep at 903-797-HELP. That's 903-797-4357.
Texas Heritage National Bank would like to invite the Buckeye Nation to visit our new full-service bank in Gilmer. We are conveniently located on Highway 271 and Redbud Street with a brand new facility ready to serve our friends and neighbors. We offer competitive rates on all of our deposit products, as well as some great options for business financing to help your business grow from 5 employees to 500 employees. Texas Heritage National Bank would also like to take this time to thank all of the teachers, administration, and school board for investing in the future of our kiddos. We would also like to wish all of the student athletes a wonderful and safe year. Come see us soon.
It's gonna be alright. How can you tell? I feel it in my heart. It's gonna be okay.
Lucy's Burgers, serving you for over 40 years.
To another day. It's gonna be alright.
At First National Bank, together we're better. We're a regional bank, big enough for all of East Texas, that cares and is invested in the people and communities we serve, with the strength and services to meet the needs of every customer, big or small. From business financing for big companies and small mom and pops to our family of personal banking customers. First National Bank of East Texas. Together, we're better. And we think that's kind of a big deal.
Please join Jeff Rash and Alan Metzel each Monday morning for the Gilmer Buckeyes Coaches Show. Every week, Jeff and Alan discuss elements of the program, speak with special guests, give player updates, review key plays from the prior week, and give insights on the opponent for the current week. As a fan, this is your chance to go into the locker room and behind the scenes. To view the Coaches Show, go to GilmerBuckeyes.com and click on the Coaches Show button. Go Buckeyes!
Two-time Hall of Fame inductees, Brent Godarzi and Marty Young. Back-to-back #1 trucking firm in the nation. Back-to-back best attorney and best law firm in East Texas.
It's fully loaded, great gas mileage, 30,000-mile warranty.
I like it. What else do you have?
Here's one. It's fully loaded, great gas mileage, 30,000-mile warranty.
Looks like the same car.
Exactly the same. But this one's $120 less per month.
What's the catch?
No catch if you use Credit Union of Texas. Let me show you.
With the Credit Union of Texas Flex Auto Loan, you get the car of your dreams, lower payments, no hassle. Get started now at cutx.org.
Crowley Funeral Home has been serving families in Gilmer since 1883. Funeral director and Gilmer High School graduate Troy Murray leads the professional staff at Crowley Funeral Home and is committed to providing dignified, respectful, and compassionate assistance to every family in their time of need. Crowley Funeral Home feels strongly about maintaining high standards of excellent service while still keeping prices affordable. At Crowley Funeral Home, we treat your family as our own.
Gilmer National Bank is your hometown community bank, serving people in East Texas for over a century. We are your neighbors, friends, and partners in making this a great place to live. Our employees make us a special place to do business. We are there for you when you need us. Come by and see us and find out what makes people say, "That's my bank." Gilmer National Bank, an equal opportunity lender and member FDIC.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the award-winning Gilmer High School Stars Drill Team, directed by Donna Lane and Taylor Rohde. Officers from left to right are Melanie Aguilar, Senior, Cynthia Lara, Senior, Emma Cormier, Junior, Chloe Dixon, Senior, and Caroline Jordan, Senior. Star of the Week this week is Jennifer Soria. The stars perform a tambourine routine to Lady Gaga's hit song, Born This Way. On your feet and cheer for the Stars as they kick to the Gilmer Buckeye fight song. Stars would like to thank everyone who purchased raffle tickets for the 2 orange seats donated by Mrs. Ruth Whiteside. The winner of these tickets is Mr. Greg Birch. Congratulations! We appreciate your support.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gilmer School District is proud to present one of the most decorated military marching bands in Texas. The pride of Upshur County, the UIL Sweepstakes Award-winning Gilmer Buckeye Band. And now we feature the GHS Majorettes as they perform a dazzling routine to soak up the sun.
not 100% sure the coaches were on board with that.
The Buckeye Band is proud to march in the traditional American military style. Under the field command of drum majors Mia Stowe and Aubrey Gillen, the band steps off to Declaration Fanfare by Larry Ward and the University of North Dakota by Carl Key. Offenses are directed by Eric Gray, Brandon Brown, Chris Witt, Sarah Thompson, and Kaylee Cochran. The major sponsor is Allison Logan. Thank you for your courtesy attentions to all of tonight's halftime performances, and let's go Buckeyes!
At Farmers Insurance, we've seen almost everything, so we know how to cover almost anything, even a rock and wreck. Yeah! He rocked and rolled right into it, but we covered it. At Farmers, we know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
When tragedy strikes, you don't want to be in a position where you're second guessing your lawyer's ability or the resolve to get you fairly compensated. When you hire Godarzi & Young, you know you're hiring a law firm that has nationally ranked settlements and verdicts. We have over 2 decades of experience holding 18-wheeler companies accountable for their negligent action. Don't make the mistake of hiring anybody else. Hire the best. Hire Godarzi & Young.
Do you enjoy watching your favorite TV programs on your smartphone or tablet? Or maybe you'd rather watch them on your Roku or Amazon Fire TV. Tired of having to change your TV input from your old traditional cable to watch your favorite streaming apps? If so, we have great news for you. eTex is making the move to streaming and has launched a new app. eTex TV allows you to watch over 130 channels in Full HD on your streaming or mobile devices. This means you can simply download the eTex TV app, subscribe, and start watching. With all your favorite functions like DVR and Pause Live TV, and new features like Restart TV. To learn more, visit www.etex.net or contact a customer service rep at 903-797-HELP. That's 903-797-4357.
And we're back to Jeff Traylor Stadium for the start of the second half. And folks, we're on pace to break the all-time historic state record with 67 points between these two teams scored in the first half. I hope we don't continue with this pace. But this was the strategy that Coach Metzel told us all week long was going to be employed. Look, we want to stay close through the first half, start quote-unquote getting into their legs, and that's exactly what you've seen. Is the Buckeyes have got this to a 1-point game. We're going to kick off to Chapel Hill to start this third quarter, but last year this was a 4-point game as the fourth quarter began, and as the game ended, the Buckeyes were leading 51-27. So the fourth quarter was dramatically won by the Buckeyes, and we're going to count on doing the same thing. The Buckeyes were playing a lot of different kids. 50 kids was the plan in terms of being able to play those many guys. To really save that time and save the legs to the fourth quarter and then really turn it up into high gear. The really interesting thing is that defensively, Chapel Hill has not been able to stop the Buckeyes. The 1-2 punch of Will Henderson and to Eric Tate, two members of the both state championship relay teams and the state champion in the 100-meter in Will the Tomahawk Henderson, really showing what the talent level is with the Buckeyes. Here's the kick by Pate. He kicks this one short. It's going to hit the ground and bounce up. And it's going to be a fumble. And the Buckeye, let's see, Chapel Hill got back on it at the 32. That was a dangerous play by Chapel Hill as that ball was bouncing around, and the Buckeyes almost come up with a huge turnover there to start this second half, the opening kickoff. But Chapel Hill manages to get back on top of the ball, and they are going to have it 1st and 10 at their 32-yard line. So interesting way strategically. That ball, they let it hit the ground. Great kick by Pate, and you can tell that he is a weapon, especially with the power that he's got in his legs.
From the 33-yard line.
So once again, here comes number 3 and number 2. Stewart out of the game to start. That's Cook in the backfield. 1st and 10. We got a sweep play to number 0. The Buckeyes string it out, but they leave a huge gap. And he comes all the way out to the 47-yard line. It's going to move the chains. 1st down Chapel Hill on that big running play to start this second half. Chapel Hill going exclusively to the run. Halftime statistics there brought to you by Juicy's. We didn't get a lot of time to get to them, but they had 417 yards Chapel Hill did rushing in the first half. They add 14 to it there.
All right, here's the snap, handoff up the middle. Got room to run, bounces out to the right side. Breaks free, headed to the house, and he will score. So Chapel Hill comes out like lightning and gets on the board first here in the second half of play.
So that's Cook on the touchdown. As the Buckeyes kick off and have a great opportunity to gain possession of the ball, come up just short, and a quick, 38 seconds later, Chapel Hill on the ground with another 64 yards rushing.
All right, here's the hold. The kick is up. Looks like it's good. And so 11:22 left to play in the third quarter. Chapel Hill goes up 41-33. We will be right back. Texas Heritage National Bank would like to invite the Buckeye Nation to visit our new full-service bank in Gilmer. We are conveniently located on Highway 271 and Redbud Street with a brand new facility ready to serve our friends and neighbors. We offer competitive rates on all of our deposit products, as well as some great options for business financing to help your business grow from 5 employees to 500 employees. Texas Heritage National Bank would also like to take this time to thank all of the teachers, administration, and school board for investing in the future of our kiddos. We would also like to wish all of the student athletes a wonderful and safe year. Come see us soon. All right, we're back to Jeff Traylor Stadium. The Gilmer Buckeyes trailing 33-41. 11:22 left to play in the third quarter. And Todd, we're on pace tonight to set a all-time scoring record for Gilmer, maybe even the state of Texas.
Yeah, this would be, we are already a part of that with the
74 points.
Yeah, with against Canton.
The most I've seen in 2006, Canton versus Gilmer, 119 points.
Yeah, and the crazy part is that the two guys responsible for that wound up playing for Gilmer. They kicked this one out of bounds. Smart move. Let's see if they make them kick it again.
Yeah. I'd make them kick it again. They saw to Eric Tate over there, and they're like, nope, not going to kick it to that guy.
Not again. So the Buckeye offense down 8 points, 38 seconds into this third quarter. Chapel Hill scores with Cook this time on the rushing side. Not Brisbane and not Stewart, but Cook. 2 plays, 69 yards rushing to add to a 417-yard first half total. They're going to be over 500 yards rushing, Jeff, by their second possession. Let's see what the Buckeye offense can do now. 1st and 10 from their own 30.
All right, in the backfield alone. Now they're calling Will Henderson back. He's the back. Tennyson from the shotgun. Handoff up the middle. Henderson bounces left and right. Gets out to the 35-yard line. That'll be a 5-yard gain. I'll take 5 yards every play.
Every play.
Run the clock and guaranteed 5 yards. I'll take that in a minute.
Run that defense is a lot of those offensive starters are skill guys that are chasing around number 1 right now. 2nd and 5 from the 35 for the Buckeyes.
Same set, Tennyson from the shotgun. There's the snap. Handoff once again, Henderson, this time left side, they sniff it out. He picks up maybe 2 yards and they drive him back 10. That's going to be a net gain of 2. That's going to bring up 3rd and 3.
Buckeyes obviously content to run the football right now.
I want to remind you, for those of you that joined us late, we're playing a Division I school with about 10 Division I athletes on it. These guys are certainly state championship contenders. Handoff again, up the middle, Will Henderson. He picks up about 8 yards and a first down. That'll move the chains. Chapel Hill, definitely state championship contenders on the Division I side of the ball. And Gilmer obviously going to be a contender this year. And they have played them, they have matched them extremely well tonight.
Yeah, and right now the exciting part offensive line-wise, Jeff, is we're running the ball right down their throats.
All right, here's the snap. Dropping back, looking to pass. Putting one long in the air, double coverage, and we are lucky that that one didn't get picked off. That pass intended over there. I can't see, Todd. Is that number 5 over there?
Yeah, that was number 5 for the Buckeyes. That is DeMarcus Hackett. That is thrown into double coverage.
That is the first pass intended for Hackett as a Buckeye on the varsity level. And extremely well covered. That was just lucky that wasn't picked off.
Yeah.
All right, Henderson still in the backfield. Man in motion. They're going to hand it off to the motion man, and he cuts upfield. And that is the sophomore, number 24, that we called out a little earlier in the game tonight. That's the second carry of the night. That's Octavian Ector. Buckeye fans not happy. They didn't like the way he got horse-collared.
3rd and 4 now for the Buckeyes. It'll be interesting to see if this is 4-down territory as Buckeyes with Sims back in the backfield.
Sims been a strong runner in this game so far. They're showing blitz up front. Quick pass to Eric Tate, number 3, dodges tackles, picks up a big first down all the way out to the 31. They're spotted on the 32. Great catch and run there by Tarek Tate.
Yeah, we've got players down. We've got a Buckeye down, and we've got a Chapel Hill Bulldog down. And that is an offensive lineman. That looks like it's number 54 for the Buckeyes, or 64. That's Spencer Murphy, senior offensive lineman. So, Jeff, let's take a quick time out as we get these guys attended to and come right back after these messages.
Two-time Hall of Fame inductees, Brent Godarzi and Marty Young. Back-to-back #1 trucking firm in the nation. Back-to-back best attorney and best law firm in East Texas.
It's fully loaded, great gas mileage, 30,000-mile warranty.
I like it. What else do you have?
Here's one. It's fully loaded, great gas mileage, 30,000-mile warranty.
Looks like the same car.
Exactly the same. But this one's $120 less per month.
What's the catch?
No catch if you use Credit Union of Texas. Let me show you.
With the Credit Union of Texas Flex Auto Loan, you get the car of your dreams, lower payments, no hassle. Get started now at cutx.org.
Crowley Funeral Home has been serving families in Gilmer since 1883. Funeral director and Gilmer High School graduate Troy Murray leads the professional staff at Crowley Funeral Home.
All right, back to Jeff Traylor Stadium. They've got those young men attended to. 2 receivers to the left, 1 back in the backfield, Henderson. Handoff to Henderson, right side, good blocking up front, but short gain on the play, maybe about
5 yards.
4 yards.
I'll take it. Inside
Listen,
the 30-yard line.
for Henderson tonight, that's a short gain.
Yeah, that is exactly right.
I mean, I'll take it, but
I asked Will after the state track meet. I told him that Mr. Professor Einstein had a theory on time, and if time moves slower for him because he's moving so fast.
Yeah. Relativity.
Yeah.
It's all relative, isn't it? All right, here comes the snap. They're bringing a blitz. Will up the middle, and look at him. He just somehow or another pops out of there around the 20-yard line.
First down, Buckeyes.
That's moving the chains and burning some time.
Buckeyes, first down.
Well, 8:41, his pace is a little bit slowed down, but the Buckeyes possessing the ball and driving behind the legs of Will Henderson and then number 9, Alex Sims. They are just eating up this Chapel Hill Bulldog defensive front, and that's saying something. The offensive line's doing some work up there, Jeff.
All right, here's the snap. Quick pass to Eric Tate. He's in trouble. They're all around him. They got him. And he fumbles his helmet. I thought that was the ball popping out. It turned out to be his helmet. You're right, Todd. This is like the 5th helmet we've seen on the ground tonight, which means he has to come out of the game.
That loses 5. That is a critical play right there, Jeff. On 1st and 10, we've been moving the chains. pass completed, but to Eric, took a short-term decision to turn that inside, but unfortunately there's 4 white shirts waiting on it.
Yeah, it was like they were in the huddle with us. They knew exactly where to go. Sims in as the back. 2nd and 13. We're going to have to go to the air. Here's the snap. Hand off to Sims. Up the middle, makes good yardage.
With 4 down territory, Jeff, inside the 10, he gets that down to the 16. That is going to bring up 3rd down and about, let's call it 6. Buckeyes quickly right back in the line of scrimmage.
Sims still in at the back. Tennyson handoff. And that blitzing safety coming around the other side over there caught him from behind as he got just past the line of scrimmage.
If Caden Tennyson had the opportunity, the option to pull that ball, he'd be walking in the end zone.
Yeah,
right now.
if he'd have pulled that and ran to the left, he'd have been big yards on that gain. It's 4th and 5.
4 down territory. Probably the biggest play of the game for the Buckeyes now that have had their way on this drive, march down the field. But no question about it, the Buckeyes are going to take a timeout here. They need to answer with 6:45 left, trailing by 8 points, 41-33. Big play here when we come back. 4th and 5, the Buckeyes need to get down to the 12-yard line for a big first down. Let's see what happens once we return.
Gilmer National Bank is your hometown community bank, serving people in East Texas for over a century. We are your neighbors, friends, and partners in making this a great place to live. Our employees make us a special place to do business. We are there for you when you need us. Come by and see us and find out what makes people say, "That's my bank." Gilmer National Bank, an equal opportunity lender and member FDIC.
All right, we're back here in Gilmer, Texas, Jeff Traylor Stadium.
Now they're crashing that defensive end, Jeff, that ran that play down from the backside.
They've been successful every time they did it tonight.
That's right.
Every single time.
Let's see if we don't have some kind of wrinkle if they bring him again to go right where he left from and attack that spot. The Alex Sims rushed for 14 yards before by doing exactly that he ran himself right out of the play. In this case, you're going to have to give 5 yards. The Buckeyes really need to get down to about the 10-yard line for a first down. Will Henderson in the backfield with Big Bell there at the H-back position on the left-hand side.
Not a lot of success in the air tonight other than the opening drive, so we'll see if the Buckeyes choose to. Yeah, he cuts up field and finds his 5 yards plus battles his way all the way down to the 1.
He is a stud.
That's a great run right there. I'm going to tell you something, that's critical, that's clutch. And they were sending that stunt again, and they got it off in time this time. Here's the snap, handoff once again, and again, same guy, number 12, coming again. He's laying down hurt this time.
Yeah, he just crashes in, and nobody's blocking him, Jeff. I mean, he is in the backfield.
No, he is just freewheeling it. And he is making tackles in the backfield from behind. I think he got injured on that last play. Not sure what happened to him. I didn't see it. It looked like a clean tackle. But he is limping around. So he is coming out of the game. Looks like he's nursing an ankle.
And they're going to continue to crash those defensive ends and just completely sell out and try to get Will Henderson before he gets going. Normally, Will is fast enough to clear those guys before they're in the backfield, but that one got ran down from behind. Luckily, it's 2nd down and goal from the 2.
All right, 2nd and goal from the 2. They switch to the strong side to the right. Hand off to Will, up the middle, and he gets hammered. Not going to get in there. Maybe even lost a little. It's going to bring up 3rd and 2. 2.5.
And we've got a player down cramping now for Chapel Hill. That is the defensive lineman. He pops back up, but not before they have stopped the clock.
It just feels like you need to pop outside here. We've got the speed to do it.
Yeah.
They're committing to the inside. And I'd like to see them bounce something, don't you think, Todd, over here to this right side, maybe the left side.
Yeah,
they're taking away the middle. They've got the size to own the middle, you know, in a 4th and goal situation.
This is 3rd down and goal from the 2. The Buckeyes sorely need to stick it in here and pull this back to an even score. Referee standing in the middle. Now he's waving it off. We've got an injured player. Yes, that is correct call. He went down for a cramp, Jeff, and they stopped the clock, so he's got to come out of the game.
So let's see what the Buckeyes choose to do here. We've failed twice going up the middle. Let's see if they call something outside.
He was offside.
They're going outside, not going to get it. They're battling. He gets down to the goal line, but they stop him once again.
Why can't a coach see that?
And there's another player down. They got another Chapel Hill Bulldog laying on the ground. This is what we talked about in pregame, that we were going to see a lot of cramping tonight, and this is when it starts. It's still hot down there. These guys are getting dehydrated. You're going to start seeing a lot of cramps. This is where conditioning comes into play. You and I talked about this pregame. Could they do this? Could they go at this pace? They've been running all over the field. They don't have the depth that we have as far as changing players out. Can they maintain this same pace for 4 full quarters? And we said at the end of the 3rd quarter, our prediction was they were going to be getting tired, and that's when the Buckeyes would have an opportunity to strike.
Well, right now, striking 2 yards into pay dirt is absolutely critical for the Buckeyes to be able to pull this back down 8 points. They could potentially tie or pull this back to a 1-score game. About half the 3rd quarter's gone, 5:26 left.
All right, they're pulling Connor Dodd in as a wide receiver to the right side. So this is going to be interesting to see what they do here. The ball's sitting on about the 1-yard line. And it is 4th and goal on the 1. This is do or die right here. Buckeyes are down 41-33. They need this score to stay in the game. They gave it to Tennyson. Tennyson is not going to make it.
No, he scored. Touchdown.
Touchdown.
Unbelievable.
How did he bounce out of that?
Unbelievable.
He had 2 guys all over him. I thought they had him out of bounds. Wow. They thought he was out of bounds too.
Talk about a big-time play from the quarterback. They fake it inside. Tennyson sheds 2 tacklers.
They read it well, Todd. They had 2 guys all over him.
Absolutely. Hand that credit to number 11. That is the quarterback, Tennyson, making a statement there with all will, running through 2 tackles. And now we'll see if we're going to go for 2 here.
We are.
Fake it. We go for 2.
No,
They intercept it.
no. They intercepted the
goodness.
ball, and they're running it all the way back. They're going to take it all the way to the house. And that is a touchdown. What a
two-point conversion.
Backbreaker.
So that counts for 2 points. So instead of being down 2, the Buckeyes are now down 4. They read that play. They've seen it on film. Same crashing defensive end that you've seen for every single defense. He just ran and intercepted that pass. Great play there by Chapel Hill. And it's now a 4-point game. So that's what gets really interesting. The Buckeyes do bring it back to within a 1-score possession.
Well, you got to have a turnover, or you got to be able to stop them at least one
You
possession.
got to get something. But Jeff, that is better than if the Buckeyes wouldn't have not have scored there. I mean, if that would stand an 8-point contest, we cut that lead down to 4.
Yeah,
so
but we still have to kick to them.
Hey, there's a lot of football left to play, and there's a lot of guys falling down and cramping. Strategy-wise, this is exactly where we wanted to be.
Yeah, I haven't seen a Buckeye grab a cramp yet.
They've got to continue to play fast. And remember, 50 kids playing snaps. So the Buckeyes that are on the field at any given moment have played about 2/3 of the amount of snaps that the guys in the white jerseys have.
And it starts mattering about right now.
Right
you got
now.
5 minutes left in the 3rd.
Remember, Jeff, last year in Chapel Hill, it was a 4-point lead, just like now, going into the 4th quarter. And the Buckeyes won that game 51-27.
But the Buckeyes happened to have the 4-point lead at that point.
Yeah, that's right. Well,
here's the kickoff. High pooch kick. Going to be fair catch on the 36-yard line. Good field position starting out by Chapel Hill.
Jeff, let's see if the defense has made any adjustments here now, because the Buckeye Black Flag defense has been completely unable to stop the run. They gave up the touchdown once again on the last drive, 69 yards in only 3 plays. it's got to be 540 yards that they've got rushing, and we're still halfway through the third quarter.
Yeah.
The defense has got to get penetration.
And to be within 4 points of them.
Oh, it's
and they're already over 500 yards rushing. That's just
huge.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. It is.
This is going to be some type of record, probably school record for them for yardage. All right, 3 receivers wide to the right. Here's the snap. Fakes a handoff. Quarterback keeps it. Gets out of tackles. Breaks one down the left side. He may take it to the house. And he is going to take it all the way. Brisbane on the long run for Chapel Hill. And extends the 4-point lead 6 more.
So we are now at a 10-point lead, Jeff, but the track meet continues. We have now 91 point score.
This is one of the most entertaining games I've watched in a while. It really is. No matter what happens here, this has been a great football game. I got my money's worth tonight for sure.
And we got a lot of football left.
All right, here's the kick. It's going to be short. He just got over the uprights. So 4:55 left to play. It's 50-39. Buckeyes trail by 11. This game is far from over, folks. Stick around.
At Farmers Insurance, we've seen almost everything, so we know how to cover almost anything, even a rock and wreck. He rocked and rolled right into it, but we covered it. At Farmers, we know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
All right, folks, we're back into the track meet. Welcome back to the
here's the good
state
news,
track
Jeff.
meet. Yeah,
the Buckeyes won the state championship by 3 points down in track.
Well, maybe we'll do it again
maybe
tonight.
We'll get it again tonight by 3 points. But right now, you are absolutely watching the track meet. 50 points, almost 600 yards rushing now for Chapel Hill after that last touchdown run by Brisbane. Hey, and guys, we knew this was going to happen. Stewart, who has not played, by the way, in the second half, it's been all Brisbane. Here's the kick.
All right, they're going to kick it deep. It's going to be out of bounds. They don't want to put it in the hands of Will Henderson for sure. So they're going to kick it out of bounds, and they've been doing that quite a bit today. Octavian Ector was also back deep, back there with Will Henderson. So Buckeyes going to have a chance to march down the field here, starting at the 30-yard line.
And that's exactly what they did in the first drive in the third quarter, Jeff. They ran the ball right down Chapel Hill's throat. And a great 4th down conversion by Caden Tennyson to bring the Buckeyes at that point to back within 2 points. The 2-point conversion to try to tie was intercepted and returned for a touchback to make this a 4-point game, and then Brisbane once again with the 68-yard touchdown is 5th of the night.
All right, there's the snap. Tennyson, quick pass, complete to Eric Tate, and Tate is good for about 9 yards, and we'll take some more of that for sure. Good job there by the corner containing Tate to only 9 yards.
Well, that's from a dead stop, and if anybody thinks that Eric Tate's not a big-time Division I football player, just turn the tape on.
Yeah, he is explosive. All right, number 7, Webb out wide. Not sure what the play is. Here's the snap. Handoff, Henderson. And Henderson met by the linebacker after picking up the first down.
He does get a first down and another 4 yards out to midfield.
Keeps fighting for more.
And another cramping Chapel Hill Bulldog down at the 40-yard line.
First down.
Yeah. This is going to be it's going to be I'm telling you, we talked about
attrition.
We talked about it. We haven't seen one Buckeye down yet because of the conditioning they do during the summer. And you always see this the first 3 games of every season. The opponents that we play are always on the field cramping, especially in the second half. And it's going to be a factor in this game. It could very well be. We're 10 points down right now, 11 points down right now. But you got a long fourth quarter coming up here in 4 minutes and 38 seconds for the other side of
the rest of this third quarter is going to feel like an eternity. We may have over 100 points scored before we even enter the fourth quarter.
Very, very well could. 4:38 is a long time. So it's going to be interesting to see if, with all this cramping going on the other side of the ball, how conditioning is going to play it to the end of this game. Tennyson's dropping back, got plenty of time. Oh my goodness, we had a wide open Sims down the sideline right here. The first checkoff was number 3 Tate, and he threw it to the slant instead of the fly. And I mean, Sims had a wide open. That was a score.
Yeah, it was. That was a wrong read by Tennyson at quarterback. But again, once again, Jeff, throwing it on first down like that and taking your shot, what does that tell you with 2nd and 10 from the 50? That means it's 4-down territory already.
All right, here's the snap. Handoff, Sims, left side, cuts it upfield. Found a gap and gets 6 good yards on the carry.
That's a nice cut. Sims has the ability right before somebody tackles him to stop and make the juke move. It's almost like Ashton Haynes used to do, just pulls him in and just waits for you to get close enough to make the move. Now it's 3rd down and 4. Big play here for the Buckeyes and need to move the chains for sure, although it's probably 4-down territory with 4 minutes left to play in this third quarter. Buckeyes down by 11 points. No panic as the Buckeyes are driving. Plenty of time left, but you got to execute. This is the time of the game where the team that executes is going to wind up in the driver's seat in the fourth quarter.
All right, Henderson's in the backfield, deep behind the quarterback. And it fumble on the play. They're scrambling for it. It looks like we picked it up.
Now we're going to have to punt it. That is a huge play, Jeff.
Yeah, that's big time. That's 4th and 14. So Buckeyes are going to have to punt it away with 3:31 left in the third quarter. So unfortunate turn of events there for Buckeyes. A lot of game left. You think about how many points were scored in the first quarter of this game.
Yeah, now the pressure is really on, Jeff, because if Chapel Hill gets the ball and drives the length of the field, and they will be up 3 scores, not 2, but 3 scores, we really right now have to get ourselves ready to get a stop.
Chapel Hill's going to be coming. Nope, they're backing off. Braden gets off a good punt, hits the field, bounces out of bounds, but he does a good job getting the ball, getting the field flip. Chapel Hill's going to take over 1st and 10 on their own 27-yard line. So you're right, Todd. We could really use a turnover or possibly, just holding them here.
And Jeff, this is probably the most critical drive of the game. I realize that we still have almost 15 minutes of football to play, but down 11, we're down 2 service breaks right now.
Yeah.
And if we go down 3 scores, then it's going to be one of those all the encompassing onside kick. Yeah. We got to have everything happen right.
Well, I'm going to hold this is the most important play of the game or series for later. I think it's going to come later. Fumble on the play.
Buckeyes have the ball.
They're saying they got the ball.
I think Chapel Hill got back on it.
You never trust the players. They all are optimistic.
Yeah. Well, it is nevertheless a 3-yard loss and puts Chapel Hill behind the chains. So crucial right now that the Buckeyes do what they did on that play, which is to get penetration into the backfield. And we've switched defenses. We've switched into almost a goal line top of a look here. And it is imperative that we get a stop here on this drive with 2 minutes and 5 seconds left in the third quarter.
Buckeyes trying to fill a few more gaps. They've got a 4-man
Notice
front.
Stewart is out of the game and has been the whole second half.
Yeah, he really has. Not sure what the deal is there. Quarterback's under pressure. He gets away from a would-be loss and breaks it for a 1st down. He turns what should have been a 3-yard loss into a 16-yard gain and a 1st down.
Yeah, got to hang on to that guy when you got your paws on him. And that is a huge get the genie out of the bottle play right there by Brisbane, showing you why he is SMU bound. as that is just natural talent, refusing to go down, keeping his balance until that big defensive lineman spins off of him. And that was a disastrous third down, bringing up a disastrous third down. He turned it into a first down.
All right, they fake the handoff. They go deep down the field. Offensive pass interference.
That has
surely,
got to be, yes.
If they call that defensive pass interference, I'm going to jump out this window because the offensive player was hanging all over our guy, pulling him back. Both are eligible receivers, but he was jerking all over him. So we'll see what the call is here. Let's hope it's the right one.
Oh my gracious!
Oh my
You've
gosh!
gotta be kidding
That is
me.
the worst call you can imagine. And you know me, I don't like to get off on refs, so I'm not going to do it now.
That is
I'm just
horrible.
going to say, you know what? I hope he has a safe drive home, and I wish all the blessings in the world on him. How about that?
Well, that was a terrible call because the wide receiver literally reached out and pulled the
Maybe
the
he saw
defensive back
something we
down.
didn't, where we violated the rule first. I don't know, but that did not look right to me. But I'm way up here. Why are they backing it up? Did he say it wrong?
He's changing the call.
Did he say offense? I mean defense, but he meant.
He did. Yes.
He meant offense. There you go. See, look at there. When you're positive, Todd, good things happen. See that? See that? There you go. That's better. He didn't correct himself though. The coaches are like, "What are you doing?" He's like, I said the wrong thing." They're not happy. They're booing really loud. I don't know if you can pick that up on the mic, folks, but Chapel Hill not happy. They think this is home cooking.
Yeah, Gilmer fans not happy.
I mean, come
for
on,
the
man.
original
If
call.
you have an objective bone in your body, you saw number 8 just clawing our, you know, we were on the inside.
You can't.
We
put
were on
your
the
hand-
inside to the ball.
Extend your hand. That is the penalty. That is the rule book. Is that if you extend your arm, that is an offensive penalty, and it is a absolute push off. That's exactly what happened.
This was a pull down. This wasn't even a push off.
Football fans, please visit your concession stand where you can get Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, there's a lot of confusion down there on the field with the referees. They're trying to figure out what do we do here. They're marking it back off against the Buckeyes. Oh my. Well, I think it's good. I'm having my religion tested, and I'm going to stand strong. I'm going to be good. I don't understand what just happened. I can't wait to talk to Alan about this. Hey, he's not happy about it either. Look at Alan down on the field. He is not pleased. Wow. All right, they're fixing to go to... Alan is explaining to him, this is the rules, but he is not going to win it. They're going to give it to him. That's a terrible call. We'll review that on the coaches show, but that was a absolutely terrible call, and we're going to just leave it at that. We're not going to harp on it. I'm so glad I'm not in the booth with Joe Dodd right now. You don't even know. You have no idea. That's my blessing for the day. There you go. There's a snap. Quarterback keeper right side, cuts back inside, and he gets hit, but still drives 5 yards, 6 yards, 7 yards, 8 yards. We've got a scrum down here, and he gets all the way. What should have been a 4-yard gain turned into a first down.
Yeah, down
and we
to
got a
the-
Buckeye getting up slow.
Yeah, I think a lot of the Buckeyes were clawing at the football inside of that pile. And that's not necessarily a bad idea right now. But with 1:21 left, down 11 points, Jeff, the Buckeyes need to turn back the Chapel Hill Bulldogs right now. Cook is in the backfield. Remember, Stewart has come out of the game. Stewart has not been a factor at all in the second half. It's been all Brisbane.
All right, here's the handoff. Cuts back inside, driving forward again. Man, they are really good at driving forward after they get hit.
We got the ball, Jeff. We got the ball.
I'm not sure how that happened, but I'll take it. Okay, this is karma.
Yeah.
This is maybe,
No whistle blew. So that has got to be a turnover.
So the problem is he did a forward lateral. You can't do that.
Well, there's no flag.
Yeah, they're gonna. He can't throw it forward. You got to throw it behind you. He lateraled it forward, and that's not gonna be. That's okay. They'll just pull it back.
Yeah, nobody blew a whistle. If you're not blowing a whistle, it is a live play. That has got to be Buckeye football. It has to be. No one blew a whistle even after number 2 Castillas got up and started running with the ball. I mean, this is absolutely a debacle.
All right. Well, I didn't even see us get the ball, so it's Gilmer's ball.
It is Gilmer's ball.
But we did a forward lateral. Gilmer ball. That's all I care about. That's good. That's sowing and reaping right there.
Absolutely.
You sow good things, you reap good things.
That's exactly right.
We're going to take that approach all year.
Well, with 58 seconds left, let's see if the Buckeyes can get this back to a 4-point contest here before the fourth quarter starts. As the Buckeyes are going to have the ball 1st and 10 now from their own 18-yard line. As they're explaining to the coaches what happened is the Buckeye defense, and I applaud them for it, Jeff. For the last 3 plays, the Buckeye defense said, we're getting the ball. We're not tackling the guy, we're getting the ball.
They went after it. They did. Lord giveth and Lord taketh away. We'll take it. All right, here comes the snap. They're bringing the blitz. They're coming. We picked it up and just thrown out of the reach of Webb. We are really rusty throwing the football tonight.
Yeah, those defensive ends, we have not changed a thing because the defensive end on the weak side, Jeff, that's number 12, is simply walking up to the line of scrimmage and crashing.
Yeah,
and I mean
we picked him up that time, but he put some pressure.
Yeah. Brings up 2nd and 10.
All right, same set. Here we go. Dropping back, looking to pass. And thrown just outside.
Yeah, number 90 is on that side, and Caden just not trusting himself to throw the pass right where he normally would.
This is just first game jitters. Caden would normally make that pass, those last 2 passes every day.
Yeah, 49 seconds left in the third quarter.
We got 10 yards to go right here.
We've got to convert right here. We cannot afford to punt the ball
3rd and 10.
again.
You have to throw it. You're not going to run it here. So we'll see what happens. Okay, so they're calling an audible here. He's dropping back. He's going to throw the ball, I'm sure. Dropping back. Come on, reel it in. No, overthrown. And it's 4th and 10. We're going to have to punt it and give it back to him.
Well, 3 uncharacteristically bad passes from Caden there that we had no chance from a receiver standpoint. And that is 3 plays after a turnover there that we had a chance to kind of get some of the momentum back and then handed it right back to Chapel Hill now, as we will be forced to punt the ball for the 4th time tonight. Down 11 points going into the 4th quarter. As the Buckeye black flag created the turnover, but the offense was unable to move the chains.
All right. Got a good snap here. And Braden gets off a decent punt across midfield, goes out of bounds around the 45. It's going to be good field position, and we've got to fight at midfield. I tell you, this Chapel Hill group likes to throw hands. Kurt Traylor is listening tonight, and he is not a fan of our officials. I won't tell you what he is texting to me because of my Christian nature.
Yeah.
But I will just say that he is not complimentary of our official crew tonight.
Well, the good news for KT is that when they go down to play the Houston Cougars here in about 8 days, that these officials won't be calling their game. So don't worry, KT. You won't have to deal with these guys probably ever again in your career. But this is a first game for the officials as well. Let's extend some grace
let's
on
give
that
everybody
front.
a break. Todd, that's going to be our motto this year. We're going to give grace. Would you talk to Joe about it? I did it last year. You talked to him this year. All right, Gilmer's getting a penalty on that one, number 27. So these guys, are passionate. They both want to win the football game. Gilmer's down 11. What's crazy is, uncharacteristically, we haven't had a score from either team in the last 4 minutes.
Yeah.
That's
For the last
weird.
30 seconds, yeah. But once again, the black flag is going to have to force something to happen here because they give Chapel Hill a short field, and once again, Stewart comes back in the ballgame for the first time with 34 seconds left in the third quarter. In this second half, this will be the first snap that he takes.
We just gave them critical 15
You
yards.
get the feeling that the coach over there on that side may have said, I'm going to give him a rest in the third quarter and
then
bring him back in the fourth quarter.
Well, that's a good strategy because you and I were talking about that in pregame. Would he have the legs to go 4 quarters? All right, he's going to keep it. He was in a wildcat set. Look at him fighting his way through blocks. Bounces out to the left side, forced out of bounds at the 15. And I'll tell you what, Todd, that's exactly what they did. They held him out in the third.
What they did.
And it was smart because I don't believe – did we score in the third? I don't even think we didn't score in the third, did we?
Well, Caden's touchdown down here.
That's okay, yeah. So that was a good decision. They've got a good set, a whole set of backs over there, though.
Oh yeah,
number 2, Cook.
They have talent to burn.
Yeah, they've got speed. They've got speed.
Size. They've got speed. All their guys on defense can run. I mean, the only thing really missing in terms of them going and winning the state championship, because Bernie beat them soundly last year, 35-0. And Bernie is massive. They average about 265 on the offensive line. Coach Traylor knows that. He watches those guys play down there towards San Antonio. But they beat them 35-0 and physically just whipped this group. And you can think, watching these athletes, how do you manhandle these guys?
All right, here's the snap. Drops back, going for the corner of the end zone, and it's a touchdown. He threw that on a dime. That was a great pass.
Yeah, that's about to the 6'5" wide receiver out there.
Now that makes things a little more difficult. 56-39.
Unfortunately, the problem there is that you don't have Eric Tate out there on coverage. You had number 22. That is Trillian that we talked about before, Trillian Butler. And he gives up about a foot in height. And that is just throw it up and let your guy
it was
go
a
get
well-thrown ball.
It was a well-thrown pass. They do that all the time.
Brisbane just lofted it up there.
3 different occasions to Eric Tate tonight's broken that one up.
There's the kick, and it is good, folks. It is now an 18-point game. And do they blow whistles, or what am I hearing down there? Anything? Nope. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
When tragedy strikes, you don't want to be in a position where you're second-guessing your lawyer's ability or the resolve to get you fairly compensated. When you hire Godarzi & Young, you know you're hiring a law firm that has nationally ranked settlements and verdicts. We have over 2 decades of experience holding 18-wheeler companies accountable for their negligent action. Don't make the mistake of hiring anybody else. Hire the best. Hire Godarzi & Young.
All right, we're back here in Jeff Traylor Stadium in beautiful Gilmer, Texas. Sitting very close to one of the newest and most technologically advanced, beautiful high schools in all of Northeast Texas. And our community's growing, Todd. We got a lot of people moving in, a lot of houses being built. We knew the new school would bring a lot of folks to Gilmer, and it has done just that. So we're very proud about that. And proud of this, not only this football team, but we're going to have a great band this year. Cheerleaders, the drill teams, the whole deal. FFA, rocking it. ROTC, we've got so many great programs. Our kids perform at such a high level all the way around. Extracurricularly, I'm telling you, there's not another school in Texas I wouldn't put our kids up against.
Yeah, and Jeff,
anywhere, in any division.
I say all the time that we've just done away with our student section in the stadium because all the students are doing something.
Yeah, yeah, no kidding. Yeah, there's like 4 people.
Yeah, and something. Well, they're going to have a short field. The Buckeyes standing at their own 25-yard line to field this kick. Let's see if they pooch it here.
Yeah, they're kicking from their 25 after the 15-yard penalty assessed a while ago. They kick it deep, though. It goes over the head of Will Henderson all the way to the 4. Now, what's he going to do with this one? He's got a little gap down the sideline. He scampers, breaking tackles, cutting up field, gets it all the way back to the 44-yard line. Not bad considering.
Did I mention Will Henderson is really fast?
Yeah, you said that a couple of times. we're gonna wear our audience out with that. We're gonna have to. I'll tell you what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to play a game this year. You get like 4 in a broadcast, and then we shock you.
I'll say it all.
We're gonna shock you.
I'll use all 4 in pregame, and then just say, "Told you."
Yeah, I told you.
I'll go to code word.
We're gonna put a dog collar on you. I'm gonna shock you. All right, 2 receivers wide left. Man in the slot, man in the backfield. Here comes 12, acting like he's going to crash. We ran right toward him. Will Henderson just lowers his head, fights his way forward. Looks like we got maybe
8 yards, stop the clock.
Yep.
That should stop the clock with 1 second left.
Yeah, he had the presence of mind to step out. 8 yards, that'll be 2nd and 2.
Well, they're going to call this a quarter, Jeff. And for the 4th quarter, down 18 points, the Gilmer Buckeyes are going to have to score 3 unanswered touchdowns to win this game. And absolutely, but
we can do that.
One thing for sure, Jeff, we can't give them the ball back. So, a barn burner of a 4th quarter. Once again, we want to say how much we appreciate all of our sponsors. And we were able as a team, Jeff, and we got a great note from Coach Metzel. We were able to bring up some Gatorade and some treats a couple of Thursdays ago on behalf of our broadcast team. And all that is because of our great sponsors. You know, we have the ability to be able to give back to these kids and give them what they need when they need it. And that is the purpose of everything that we do here, certainly from the broadcast perspective, but also the whole community.
You realize we've been doing this for 22 years?
Don't remind me.
22 years. That is a long time.
Well, I hope we're doing it for 22 more. It is a lot of fun.
I'm not going 22 more. There's no way. I barely made it back this year.
Second down and
looking
1.
At retirement. 2 receivers wide to the left. Tennyson, handoff up the middle. And we got nothing. Maybe lost a yard. That was Octavian.
We are moving the chains. First down.
That was right. We were right there at the goal line. Good job. Pay attention. Maybe I should retire.
So once again, we'll get in a little rest right now.
All right. What are they pointing at the clock for?
I mean, you're holding up the game and the clock's running, guys.
Clock's
Come on.
running. Let's go. Let's go, refs. I mean, sirs. Whom I respect greatly. All right, here's the snap. Handoff up the middle, Octavian. 24. Look at him sprint through the middle. Up the gut he goes. Finally drugged down inside the 20 at the 17-yard line. And, man, look at the wheels on that young man.
He can run, Jeff. And he kind of got that Deuce McAllister going. You can't find him because he's so short. But he is electric.
He really is. That's exactly what he looks like out on the field. All right, they're showing outside blitz again. Takes the handoff, rolls to his right side, fumbles the football, picks it up, scoops it, throws it out of bounds. And he just went up to throw the ball, and it slipped out of his hands.
Now we got a flag because we're going to have a loss of down.
Yeah, it'd have been better just to fall on it.
Yeah, they spot the ball at the 32-yard line. That is killer.
Just fall on the ball.
So now we're going to have a loss of down and a penalty for intentional grounding.
Yeah.
That is going to add 24 yards to the task.
You know, that's how quick this game can change, man. You're sitting here going, hey, man, we got some momentum going. And then you look up one little mistake and
so they back that back up on the penalty plus a loss of down.
Yeah, so we're looking at like 1st and 25.
Yeah, 2nd and 25.
2nd and 25. Because it is loss of down. 1 receiver left, 1 right. They're going to be running the ball here. I don't think we're trying to hide it. To the right, Will Henderson goes out of bounds, gets to the 30.
So now it's going to be 3rd down, and let's call it 22. Obviously, 4-down territory. The Buckeyes, 11 minutes left in this 4th quarter. They cannot afford to give the ball back to Chapel Hill. We got to score 3 touchdowns. But right now, we got to get 22, 23 yards in 2 plays.
All right, same set. Will Henderson shifts to the Left side. Here comes the snap. Dropping back, looking to pass. And we had 2 receivers to choose from. Wide open, number 6, Dodd. Sure hands. And that was a good choice.
Yeah,
if you throw it near Dodd, he's going to rein it in.
So 3rd and 22 turns into 4th down and 14.
All right, so 4th and 14. You got to go for it.
Oh, you got to convert it.
I don't see, is Tate in the game here? They're going to send Will Henderson out wide. Dodd is out wide. They also have Will Gross in the game, number 20. You haven't heard his name yet. Will has got some sure hands. He's one of the best catchers on the team.
And we had to burn a timeout to keep from having to delay a game.
Yeah, that hurts.
So we need those timeouts, Jeff, but right now we will need a first down or a touchdown to make this a manageable task with 10 minutes left. Obviously, 634 yards rushing for Chapel Hill already tonight, 57 points on the board, just having entered the 4th quarter. The Buckeyes 3 scores down. Remember, this was a 1-point game a quarter ago. So to say that Chapel Hill has dominated the 3rd quarter would be an understatement.
Yeah, they really did. And they made a wise choice in pulling out Stewart.
Exactly.
The whole 4th quarter.
Exactly. That's why you cannot give the ball back.
You know, for somebody that didn't join us for pregame, we talked about what a great football team they are this year. They had a whole bunch of people returning from last year. Their quarterback is only a junior, and he's just already a commit to SMU. They got a Division I running back. They've got they got 8 or 9
I'm just
Division I players
as
over here.
I told Alan on Wednesday, hey, whatever we do, let's don't schedule this future college team.
Well, you're playing a Division I school.
Yeah.
They're a bigger school than we are. They got the size. They got more body count to choose from. But the Buckeyes have played them extremely well tonight. You take a few bobbles off the list, and we're sitting here looking at close to a tie ball game. So 4th and 14. This is pretty critical. Dropping back, they throw a screen, and it falls incomplete. That's going to be turnover on downs.
Yeah.
No flags on the play that I can see.
They knocked the helmet off, and that might be a first down.
Well, there is a helmet, or excuse me, a flag on the play after all.
If that was during the play and not a dead ball foul, that is going to give the Buckeyes a first down.
Well, let's see what happens here. Could we be that lucky? Just don't know. I would take it in a heartbeat.
So that is going to be a dead ball foul.
Dead ball foul, 15 yards, but it will be first down for Chapel Hill.
Well, with this running game and a fresh set of legs for Stewart, and 600 and some odd yards later after 3 quarters of football,
I think they're at 7 by now.
Yeah, I don't know if just giving them more room from their own 10-yard line. They've driven the field in 10 from the 10-yard line already tonight. And for the Buckeyes, they've got to get not just a stop, but a fast stop, because the Buckeyes, this has got to be, if they got a chance to win this game, Jeff, this has got to be the last time that Chapel Hill touches the ball.
Yeah, we got 10:04.
Yeah,
that's a lot of time. There's a lot of time left in this game. We're not done here, folks. Stick around. Handoff up the middle. He finds a gap every time. 17-yard gain. That guy could just run the football.
Yeah.
We're not going to see a better back than that guy.
Oh, no, you will not. I mean,
you're not going to see one. Till we get in the playoffs, you will not see a better back.
There is, I would dare say, from a skill position set, a Bernie is bigger and stronger and will just manhandle the ball. And they beat this team handily last year in the playoffs. But that's 4A Division I. That's 1,300 kids in the high school. That's almost double the size of Gilmer. So, very doubtful that you're going to see this kind of firepower again.
All right, here's snap. Quarterback keeper, left side, and he's just going to the house. There is no stopping him, and that will put the game out of reach for the Buckeyes. He was untouched. It was just a quarterback keeper around the left side, and that guy has ran 1.5 miles tonight up and down this field.
Well, Jeff, we crashed the linebacker. Bell crashed through the A-gap. He just ran right around him. And obviously, if he's got an open lane like that, 63 points now on the board for Chapel Hill. Still 9:17 left to play in this game. Now it is a 4-score game. Once again, with 9 minutes left, there's about 10 things that are going to happen, and all of them have to happen one after the other, after the other, after the other. Because the Buckeyes are not going to be able to give the ball back to Chapel Hill.
Kick is good. That's
64 to 39.
103 points in this game.
And we're 9 minutes left in the game. I mean, there is a lot of time.
103 points. Remember, 119. That's the number. That was a 2006 Canton game.
We may get close.
And remember what happened in the Canton game. We were ahead just like this. Canton miraculously started a comeback, got 3 onside kicks in the last quarter, and ended up winning the game.
By
So
2.
maybe
Well,
it's our turn.
That's
right?
what's going to happen. What would be nice right here is another one of those touchdown returns for a touchdown, or kick return for a touchdown.
We can do that. We got the skill to do that. These guys are tired, so we can get a good return here. Never bet against the Buckeyes. I don't care what the score deficit is.
Well, this game doesn't matter, Jeff, and that sounds like, home excuses, but we knew coming in this was going to be the case. I mean,
This is the hardest game of the
it's a state championship
the
game.
season. I mean, this is.
And the Buckeyes had them right where they wanted them at halftime, down 1 point.
The next time you play a game, an opponent that's going to be this good, is the 4th round of the playoffs.
Yeah.
Let's face it.
At the very least. And quite frankly, I don't think Carthage has got these kind of athletes. I mean, not this year, and we'll see what the Kilgore score is right now after this kickoff of what that halftime game looks like. But we knew how good 10 Division I athletes were going to be.
All right, they're going to kick it out of bounds again. Not even going to give us a chance at returning it.
That's smart.
Are you looking at the Kilgore score?
I am.
Let's get that Kilgore score. I'm really curious. It's going to be interesting. I tell you what, Chapel Hill, they look great tonight. They held their turnovers to what, 2?
2 turnovers, that's correct.
Last year they were 8. 100 yards of penalties. They're undisciplined. I know it's first of the season, but they like to fight. They've had unsportsmanlike conducts and personal fouls all night long. 100 yards of penalties. But they've also put up over 750, 800 yards of offense. I mean,
easily.
It's unbelievable. This may be going to make them kick it again. Oh, Gilmer wants the ball +5, so they're going to bring the ball back. I think I would have made him kick it again. I would have made him kick it again.
So Jeff, 30-27, still a 3-point lead for Carthage over Kilgore.
Wow. All right, complete to Webb. Webb fights forward for a few more. Gets out past the 35-yard line. That is about a 6-yard gain. We got another Carthage player down.
Not Carthage, but Chapel Hill.
Excuse me. You put Carthage in my head. 3-point difference, right?
30-27. We play Kilgore next week in Kilgore.
Wow.
And Carthage has got nothing but a 3-point lead. And I'll tell you, Jeff, when we do see Carthage does not have this caliber of athletes. Neither does Kilgore.
Well, Todd, I'm just, you have no credibility with me, brother. You say that to me every year. You get my hopes up, and then we go play Carthage.
Now, they're still disciplined. They're still Carthage, and remember, Scott Surratt's son is the quarterback.
Carthage is still Carthage, yeah.
But and Gilmer is still Gilmer. That is one of the points that I wanted to make.
I am ready to beat Carthage, though.
Absolutely.
I'm really burnt out on the Carthage.
But one thing to absolutely know out of this game, no matter what the score winds up being, the Gilmer Buckeyes have to realize that they went toe-to-toe with really
a state championship contender. There's no question. These
and
guys
they
are
have
good.
been in the game the whole time, and this is not over. I mean, it's the Buckeyes are not going to be able to afford to give the ball back to
close the gap.
Chapel Hill.
Close the gap.
But you got to score, and you got to score quickly, and then you got to get the ball back, and you got to rinse and repeat 4 times. That is what is the mountain that the Buckeyes are going to have to climb. But regardless, this has been a good showing for the Buckeyes.
All right, here comes the snap. Fakes the handoff. Complete to number 4. Forced out of bounds around the 45-yard line.
It's first down once again. There is a Chapel Hill Bulldog that's cramping and falling down.
Jamar Bird on the reception for the Buckeyes. Next is going to get the first down. Number 5 laying on the ground, can't get up. Cramps, bad cramps. Not one Buckeye down with cramps tonight. Not one.
Yeah. That part of the strategy worked.
Yes. The scoreboard's
not cooperating.
The scoreboard does not reflect our preparation on no cramping. But they've had, 10 guys down?
Oh, at least. At least.
And we knew that'd be a thing tonight, but it hasn't affected us, unfortunately, on the scoreboard. They've got a little more depth than I thought they had, too, to be honest with you. They've had a deep bench.
Well, we know that they have athletes everywhere. I mean, you even see it on the JV. I mean, we've seen it coming for a long time. But the last 2 years, their studs have been on the varsity. Your starting quarterback and starting running back, they've played. This is their 33rd varsity game, and they're just juniors, and it's the first game of the year.
All right, here comes the snap. Tennyson hands off to Will Henderson up the middle. Breaks free, 15-yard gain. First down, out past the 40 to the 37.
Buckeyes have got to attack here. Down 4 touchdowns.
Man, I'm so glad football season's back. 2 receivers wide right, 1 to the left. Henderson in the backfield. Dropping back, looking to pass, under pressure. Thrown and caught by Bird.
Nice catch, out of bounds. Moves the chains.
He's going to move the chains on that one. Nice catch there by Bird. Nice pass.
And the Buckeyes need to get some urgency here.
I wonder why they haven't moved the chain here.
Yeah, that's a first down by at least a yard. Here the chains move now.
Yeah. They're a little slow to move the chains. 8:28 left to play in the 4th. 64-39 is your score.
And they are flag down.
They're marking off a penalty. A lot of penalties tonight, especially against
That's
Chapel
a 15-yard penalty.
Oh, I like that variety.
Yeah, that goes all the way down to the 11-yard line.
That's my favorite one. That's literally like 120 yards for these guys tonight.
Yeah.
And still put up 64 points. That's amazing. 2 turnovers, 120 yards and penalties, and still put up 64 points. It's a good football team.
Yeah, I'm telling you. That is called, we'll go score anytime that we want.
If they get their discipline in line, they're going to be a formidable football team this year, for sure.
The referee the umpire backs it up to the 13-yard line. First and 10, Gilmer inside the red zone. We need some points, and we need them quick.
Let's get them in the end zone, boys. Here we go. Here's the snap. Hand off to Will Henderson. Up the middle, lowers his head, escapes for a touchdown.
That's exactly what the Buckeyes needed to get this back to a 3-score game with 8:23 left. Now, Jeff, here we go with having to execute on special teams. There is 3 onside kicks that need to now happen. Yeah, so 3 2-point extra points is as good as a touchdown. That's 6 points. But the Buckeyes are going to say, look, the last time we tried to get 2 points, it wound up being a 4-point deficit to turn the other way. We will kick it. Thank you very much.
All right, here comes the snap. And the kick is good. So 8:23 left to play.
64-46. 18-point game.
18-point game.
That's 3 touchdowns.
We need 3 touchdowns. We can't do it with 2 touchdowns and a field goal.
No.
We're going to need 3 scores. And that means onside kicks. So let's see what happens when we come back.
Do you enjoy watching your favorite TV programs on your smartphone or tablet? Or maybe you'd rather watch them on your Roku or Amazon Fire TV. Tired of having to change your TV input from your old traditional cable to watch your favorite streaming apps? If so, we have great news for you. eTex is making the move to streaming and has launched a new app. eText TV allows you to watch over 130 channels in Full HD on your streaming or mobile devices. This means you can simply download the eText TV app, subscribe, and start watching. With all your favorite functions like DVR and Pause Live TV, and new features like Restart TV. To learn more, visit www.etext.net or contact a customer service rep at 903-797-HELP. That's 903-797-4357.
All right, back to the action. Jeff Traylor Stadium, Gilmer Buckeyes about to do an onside kick. Hopefully they're going to kick it over these two lines of Chapel Hill Bulldogs. Nope, going to take a bounce, and do we have it? It's anybody's ball. It was bouncing off a player. Remember, it has to go 10 yards unless it touches the other player.
It touched the player. It definitely touched the player.
It definitely touched one of their players. Looks like they have it. That was close. I got excited for a minute. Very exciting.
Well, unfortunately, for the Buckeyes now, you're going to have to burn timeouts to have a chance, and you're going to have to stop them from running the ball, which 600 or a half mile. They rushed for a half mile tonight already.
Wow. That is a...
and they got fresh legs with Stewart. So,
and believe me, they're about to use him.
They're
going to use him up. This is going to be
medicine. That's exactly
he'll be the
right.
only ball carrier the rest of the game here. Be Stewart and Brisbane. Oh, they may start with it with an 18-point lead. They may start bringing in some other guys. Hand off to Stewart, left side. He's got the corner. Picks up the first down plus some. That guy's fast. He is really fast.
Yeah, no, literally, he was 34 yards down the field before anybody in a black jersey touched him. He didn't just get the corner; they owned the corner. There might have been a little hold out there, but there wasn't any shot that any Buckeye had because there's nobody out there on getting that corner. They're going to milk this clock all the way down. 14 seconds. We're going to be inside 8 minutes to play, and they got the ball 1st and 10. Just outside the Buckeye 30.
Yeah, this is going to be about clock management. Yeah. Clock's not running right now. So, but they will, once they get going, they'll try to stay in bounds and keep the...
Offense, 5 yards, still first down. So that's going to be a delay
game.
So they'll
they
take
did
the
that with the play
penalty.
clock, yeah.
And when they're averaging about 16 yards a carry, I don't think their coach really cares. He just wants to run this clock and get his revenge from last year and get out of here with a win. He's got a 3-point lead, 64-46.
Well, you said it in the beginning of the game, Todd. This is kind of a handoff up the middle. Look at this guy cut back. Unbelievable speed. Look at this guy. He is unreal. Down the sideline all the way inside the 5-yard line. Wow. He is fun to watch. You said, this was a state championship caliber type game. Tonight, watching these two teams, you got two of the best teams in the state. And tonight, looks like Chapel Hill's going to come out on top.
Well, I can't really say, Jeff, that was unexpected. What I didn't really know was exactly how the Buckeyes would respond to it. Now, obviously, there's going to be a ton of stuff for Coach Tommy Edwards and a defense to address, but this is
There's a quick pitch out to the right side, and they're going to score again. So another touchdown by Chapel Hill, obviously putting this game out of reach with 7:45.
And anybody that is going to face the Chapel Hill Bulldogs that turns on this film is going to say,
well,
good luck.
What do we got here, 116 points?
We've got 116 so far.
And we very well probably will break the record tonight of that Canton game in 2006.
Yeah, I think so too. Now, on this kick, Jeff, I do think that it's imperative for Coach Metzel to say, when you kick it out of bounds, you got to kick it again, you got to kick it again, you got to kick it again until we get a chance to return, because that is the best option that you have to score fast and then turn around and get an onside kick. at that point, then all we've done is they've traded 3 minutes worth of clock time for giving up and scoring a touchdown. But again, the Buckeyes back down to 4 scores.
Yeah, you're looking at this score right now at 71-46, and people tend to think, oh, no, did we lose too many players last year? Hey, I'm going to tell you right now, this is a good little football team right here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
This is a good football team right here.
And they've got a long way to go. Like I say, I am not disappointed in any way, shape, or form.
I'm not either.
As a matter of fact, I'm encouraged.
I am too.
Because we went toe-to-toe with Chapel Hill.
And they are good.
And they are really good.
These guys are going to go deep in the playoffs, if not win.
I would say that it's going to be.
These guys are good.
Bernie may be the only team that really has the physical gifts.
I am truly proud of our boys tonight. I really am. But I believe we're going to break that record tonight. That's amazing. All right, here's the kick. It is a squabble kick, and it bounces out of bounds. Down around the 20, the 15-yard line.
No time comes off the clock because nobody touches it. I would make them kick it again.
Our offensive unit's making their way on the field. So we're going to take a few penalty yards and take what we've got here. 7:45 left to play in the game. Yeah, hard-fought ball game tonight. Boy, this has been a good one. This has been an entertaining. If you like football, this has been a great first game, man.
There's 117 points on the board.
117.
My gracious.
This has been we said it was going to be a barn burner. All right, Buckeyes lining up in a regular set. Nothing fancy shown here. They're going to dump it. That was a little out route. That was intended for number 16, Lofton.
Yeah, Coach Metzel now is just determined, listen, we're going to get some stuff, some quality snaps, and try to get some guys working on it. And there's no give up, there's no quit, but there is no sense of ruining the rest of your season by getting guys like Will Henderson hurt.
That's right. Handoff up the middle. Going to get about 8 or 9 yards on that carry.
Now, I got to tell you, Jeff, I really like what we have found in the young sophomore, number 24, Octavius. His ability to kind of get lost back there.
Octavian.
I
don't want his mother on us.
No,
Octavian Hector.
Well,
he is a good
Mr.
little runner.
Hector is a nice little running back, and he is very welcome to have 3 more years left on his contract now.
Now, who is the ball carrier we have back there now? I don't.
That's Hector.
Is that him?
Yep.
All right, he's going to be drugged down for a short gain. He did get the first down.
Picked up first down there. And we're going to run the clock.
Yeah, I think Allen's like, okay, we're not going to try to pull anything crazy here. I'm impressed with what I saw tonight from the Buckeyes. Don't let the scoreboard fool you at all.
Yeah,
these guys are good.
And I would have said we did say the exact same thing last year, Jeff, when the Buckeyes were up on this kind of a score.
All right, this is a quarterback keeper around the left side. We're going to pick up about 5 yards and out of bounds.
And again, I mean, they play in the toughest district in 4A, the District of Doom, where they've got Chapel Hill, you've got Henderson, all of the big boys, Kilgore, which we will see next week, and we will check the Kilgore-Carthage score quickly.
All right, Octavian's still in the game. There's the snap, handoff to Hector. Found a hole and running hard all the way out to the 39-yard line. 6:25 left to play in the game. Moving the chains. Yeah, this
so that is the final score, 30-27. Carthage did escape with the victory.
They barely got out of that one.
And again, which means exactly nothing. So everybody can read stuff in the paper and watch the red zone rankings and all that. It means exactly nothing. But the Buckeyes, I think, learned a lot about themselves tonight. They learned that they are explosive offensively.
All right,
they
rolling to the right side. He just
threw
had
that
to
one away.
Throw it away.
I think they learned that they're going to have some things that they definitely need to work on defensively, because as talented as Brisbane and Stewart and Cook and all of those running guys over there in the white jerseys are, you still got to tackle guys. And you are definitely going to be running up against some other talented running backs, and you got to get them on the ground. The Buckeyes have been in good positions a lot, and it's been the talent of Brisbane and the talent of Stewart that have just, kind of left guys in their wake. But, we still got to be in the right positions defensively.
Offsides against the defense. Handoff up the middle. Sims is running, bounces to the left side. Cutting back inside, runs out of bounds around the 11.
Jeff, you see how Sims there in that big long run, how he stops and starts and changes speeds.
Did you notice that he missed the flag on the offsides?
Unbelievable. They pulled the flag. The guy literally was...
No, they're calling it. They just picked it up.
Okay.
We declined it anyway.
Yeah.
That was a free play.
So 5:42, the Buckeyes inside the 10-yard line or at the 10-yard line. First and goal. Well, we may be able to pick up a first down inside the 1.
All right, let's see what the Buckeyes got up their sleeve here. Hand off to Sims again. And he's tripped up pretty quick. Falls forward for a gain of a couple. They're going to give him a nice spot of 4. Man, what an offensive clinic we've seen tonight. This has been amazing.
We got a cramping.
How many times in a game do you score 46 points and not come out on the top of the game? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you score 46 points and get beat by 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, I know. I mean, how do you score 46 points and not win the football game? That's East Texas. That's what that is. That's right. East Texas.
As Coach Traylor down there says, the woods are full of them. And I'm talking about athletes galore.
Oh.
And, I do want to say that, our classmate and good buddy Coach Kurt Traylor, who's the head coach over at Tyler Legacy, he had the privilege of coaching Brisbane when he was in 8th grade. And, talking to Kurt last year after the game, and I called him and said, look, that kid is the absolute real deal. And Kurt said, yeah, I know, I coached him. And I thought, oh, duh. He's right there in the same Tyler school district with Legacy. But there are 10 guys over there that are going to have a chance to play on Saturdays. And there may be even more than that we have not seen. But let me tell you, folks, it will be close to Santa Claus time coming before these guys are done with their football season. This is a really, really talented football team that we got an opportunity to see here tonight from Chapel Hill. I hope it's the last time we see him.
Yeah, handoff up the middle. Sims fighting his way forward. He's going to get real close to that touchdown mark. He got literally on the goal line. And that'll be a first down. It'll be first and goal if they spot it correctly. Are they calling it like 3rd and inches?
Yes, they are.
Oh, come on, man. Give us a break. This will go to Sims again. Handoff up the middle. Sims gets in the end zone.
He took a step to the outside. He went back inside.
Jeff, I think I got to check with Joe Dodd. I think we just broke the state record.
No, I don't think it's the state record yet. Because that other game that we had was like ranked 12th or something of all time.
71-52. That is 123 points that's on the board. And
it's
ridiculous.
124.
Yeah.
When people see it, they're going to think it's a 6-man football.
Yeah, that's right. It looks like a 6-man football score.
Friday night in a hot
or basketball score.
Hot August night in Texas, and an NBA game broke out. And
all right,
we
and that's
good.
124 with 4:57 left to play. That is a long time.
The onside kick's coming.
It is coming.
We are back to a 3-score game anyway with 4:57. I got to tell you, Jeff, crazier things have happened. But a lot of crazy things are going to happen in the last 5 minutes of this game. to kind of make it interesting. Obviously, we'll be remembering this game for a long time to come because we can watch a lot of football. We have, Jeff, watched a lot of high school football in our years.
Oh my gosh, how many hours?
But
we should calculate that. We should calculate.
Get Joe. He can calculate.
Oh my gosh, it's unbelievable.
And we've seen a lot of great Buckeyes come through here.
I could have learned to play piano during that same time. Wow. I wouldn't spend it any other way. I've enjoyed all 22 years of this.
I'm telling you, I'm looking forward to this year with this young Buckeye crew that is immensely talented. I mean, we've seen the explosiveness of Will Henderson. We've seen the explosiveness of Tarek Tate. We've seen the explosiveness of Aaron Bell. And the real dominance of an offensive line that has really been a strength.
We're due an onside kick here. They've recovered 2, so it's our turn here.
See if we can just bloop this over the head.
Statistically, it's ours. Okay, bounce. It's bouncing, and they got it again. All right, so here comes the offensive arsenal that is Chapel Hill. Man, these guys.
Well, if it were
impressive.
Me, I would absolutely take Brisbane and Stewart out of the game. Stewart is coming out of the game right now. I mean, because there's just no point.
Why would you risk that?
Yeah, there's no way.
Why would you risk that?
No way on earth. I don't care if I just burn the timeout. There's just no way that I would do anything except take a sophomore and run him right up the middle.
His coach is not.
You think he'll throw the football?
He's done it before.
I can't imagine putting the ball in the air right now.
And the backup quarterback's coming in, backup running back.
They want to run the clock and just they don't even care if they turn the ball over on downs here. They just want to eat clock. Handoff to 14 up the middle. It's good for maybe a 2-yard gain. They're going to give him 1, 2nd and 9. Yep, we promised a barn burner. We delivered. We delivered. Folks, we want to thank our sponsors again. You've been seeing their commercials all night tonight. Go patronize those businesses that are local, that support our kids. Go eat a Juicy's hamburger and
go talk to Brent and Marty if there's anything that you need on that front.
Yeah, I mean, those guys sponsor everything.
I tell you what, they've been so great.
They're good to the community.
Here
I'm telling
in the stadium,
you.
They recognize
Godarzi and Young.
They recognize the fact that what Brent and Marty for
if
countless
you need to
years,
win, oh my gosh, that's where you go.
Yeah, they've fed the band at halftime for countless years, and there are so many things that they do.
Those guys have been our lead sponsor for I don't even know how many years now.
Forever.
And they sponsor, they do the turkeys at Thanksgiving. They do. I don't have a clue how much they spend giving back to communities, but they do a lot. And a couple of former Buckeyes made good and giving back. I love it. Love it. And boy, you talk about success. If you were going to hire an attorney anywhere in the country, those are the two. Here's the snap, handoff, sweep to the right. And Buckeyes are going to sniff that out. Bring him down. So that's going to bring up 3rd and about 13.
Yeah, and the reason, Jeff, is because they are taking all of the time off the clock all the way down to a penalty.
Yep.
Taking 5 yards off and then running it again. So they are maximizing
they're going to give
time.
us like a minute left on the clock.
Yeah, they'll trade you points for time right now.
So Buckeyes will probably get the ball back one more time. Have a chance for one more score. It won't matter, but it'll be interesting for us to watch because we'll be talking about this one for a long time. Handoff up the middle, they sniff it out and stop him. Loss of about 3 yards. It's going to be 4th and 15.
And they'll send the punt team on as soon as they take another delay game penalty.
We're down to 2 timeouts. Not sure I wouldn't take one right here.
This will be their 6th play in this quarter.
So they're sending Will Gross back deep for the Buckeyes. Will's got as sure of hands as anybody on this entire team. He can catch the football. High kick. He's not going to be able to field this one. And it takes kind of a neutral bounce. Buckeyes are going to take over 1st and 10 from their own 30-yard line. So 2 minutes, 10 seconds. We can get one more score in here. Let's make this thing interesting.
We very well may.
We got 124 points up. Why not?
Yeah, 71 to 60.
Yeah. Let's put up 131.
I think that's what we're going to see. That's exactly what I think we're going to see.
Well, you never know. 2-10. This is amazing. 124 points. I never thought I'd see a game that beat that 119, but I've seen it.
Yes, we have.
I've seen it. Handoff up the middle. I believe that's Sims. I didn't look to see who the ball carrier was, who was in the backfield. No, that's a new ball carrier, number 14. Who is that, Todd?
That is Mr. DeVray Smith.
Well, I like it when they give all these young men playing time. They're not worried about more points, giving these guys some running room. Lowering his head, gets the first down. Minute 33 left in this extremely entertaining football game tonight. I want to thank everybody that stuck with us, watching the Buckeyes tonight. I'd like to see them put one in the air for Will over here.
That's what I'd like to
Number
see,
20.
Just so people see how fast it runs.
Oh, they fumble. Fumble the football.
Yeah, Caden
That's
has
a big
had a
loss
rough
of
night
downs.
tonight. And I think he tried to pull that ball. Smith obviously not back there every play.
We've looked at, when you get down like this and you get in that point, you get a little sloppy. It's first game of the season, but boy, I tell you what, that first half, they went in, 1 point difference?
1 point difference, 34-33.
You're playing one of the best teams in 4A Division I, and you went in 1 point difference at halftime and put up what's going to be a top 10 high score probably in the state. If somebody would tell me y'all are going to score 53 points tonight and lose, I'd have thought you were nuts. Caden Tennyson, the ball carrier, runs out of bounds on the other side. What is the time here? What's
15 seconds, and that's probably going to be the last play.
Man, it's almost 11 o'clock.
Yeah. I warned everybody. I'm glad it's not an away game because this is going to take forever to play.
Oh, my goodness.
And that's going to be the ball game.
10:45.
71-53, folks. 124 points scored. Once again, we want to thank all of our sponsors, and we will be next week live in Kilgore. Another great test for these young Buckeyes. And I have a lot to work on this week, but I am very encouraged with what I saw. Once again, Todd Robinson and the voice of the Buckeyes, Jeff Rash. We appreciate you guys tuning in. 71-53 is the final. And this unbelievable Chapel Hill Bulldogs team, I think you're going to be talking about them the rest of the year till Santa Claus comes. And we will remember this game. If they win a state championship, 24-23, we'll say, we scored 53 on those suckers.
That's exactly right.
We'll sign off and see you next week in Kilgore, folks. Go Buckeyes.